across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows, but as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Good morning, everyone. It's 3 minutes past 6. Welcome to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show with the two Andys. Me, Andy Goldstein, alongside one of my favourites, Andy Townsend and Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Andy T, the place to be. How are you?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
I'm great, and it's lovely to see you. And already you've made me laugh because when we came in, and the news was being read out, and obviously we've got to be quiet.
Yes.
Your phone went blub,
It just went doop.
like you had a text message,
Yeah.
and you looked at me and you went, "It keeps doing that."
It does.
And I picked it up, and I went to the side of it. It's an iPhone, and I just put it on mute. And you went, "How's that done?"
Has that stopped it? Is it? You mean that'll stop it? Because it does. It keeps
Is that
doing
new
it all
phone,
night
is it?
long. You know, and it's just that, doop, just one of them. Sounds like, you know, the old smoke alarm when you need to change the battery.
That's a horrible noise.
And that's a wind up in it, trying to get that cover off the top of it to get to the battery to change it. That is always.
We used to have a
nuisance.
newsreader here. What was her name? Is it, I think it was Charlotte. Was it Charlotte? Who used to read the news 8 years ago? Charlotte Fisher, right?
Yeah.
And she had, if she's listening, by the way, good morning, Charlotte. she used to rent a flat, and they had incredibly high ceilings, like church-like ceilings.
Yes.
And unbelievably, the fire alarm
Was up in there.
right? And she said to me one day when she came in, she went, "I've had no sleep, no morning." She went, "A bloody alarm, beep," like
Beep.
that, right?
Yeah.
And she couldn't get to it.
No.
It took like 4 days before someone turned up.
Very true. Very true.
That's horrific.
But anyway, thank you for that. You've stopped my phone from winding me up all night long. So thank you.
So
for
we're going to do times you realise you were getting old. When someone took your phone off you and
Very
went
true.
mute.
Everyone has to give their phone to someone at some point to get it to do something, don't they? For you.
No.
You wouldn't know how to do everything on your phone.
I would know how to do everything I need to do.
That's a good
Do
point.
you know what's interesting? Is when we were kids, I remember the very first time we got a video recorder. Now, there'll be people listening to this not even knowing what a video recorder is, right?
It will. I happen to know.
Oh, you do have to know. And I remember the guy came around and he plugged it into the telly and all that, and he was like, "Do this, do that for it." And then he went, and my mum and dad looked at each other and went, Andrew, and I went, I know how to do it. I was about 8, and I did it all.
Did you?
I remember thinking, round about that time, right, I'll never be in the position where I have to ask my kids how to do stuff.
Yes.
But I am now in that position where I say to my kids, how'd you do that?
And are you an instruction reader, or are you?
No, I don't think no man in the world has read an instruction.
No, but it does annoy me sometimes when over the years when I've bought things for my wife, and she never ever reads an instruction.
No one
manual.
reads, Andy. No one reads instructions.
You got to read it a bit, and sometimes.
Well, okay, what like what? For a toaster, you pretty much work it out.
No, I think for a toaster, I think we're all reasonably savvy with that one.
Yeah.
But maybe for a new telly.
No.
I mean, now you can just
plug it in.
Yeah, but you still have to. You got to get the channels programmed onto it.
No, you don't. So no, you don't.
Yes, you do.
You do. You don't. You just plug it into Sky and it's done.
And then what happens when it says update required or something? Straight away sometimes. Okay. Yeah, but
Andy, but I need to know what you bought that you go. I need to work out.
I'll have a think about that. Let me have a think. I'll write a few down for you. I'll hit you with the odd one over the next 3 hours and 57 minutes.
Before we move on, right, we're talking about our age, right? And we're getting old, right? Not in a old way, but we remember stuff from 70s and 80s.
Certainly do.
Simmer works on the show. How old are you, Sim? About 25, something like that? 28. He won't remember. So I was going through the papers this morning. I thought and I got some sad news. Genuinely some sad news.
Yes.
Are you aware of this? From Rainbow?
Oh no.
So the tribute.
Jeffrey?
No, not him. Tributes poured in yesterday after the death of the man behind the Rainbow TV puppet, Zippy. Puppeteer Ronnie LeDrew has sadly passed away.
Zippy used to talk like that.
Oh, no, he used to talk like this.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
Zippy, yeah.
How sad's that?
Well, it is sad.
You know what? People listening going, what's happened to you? Oh, no. And then you had the other one was like,
that was George.
George, yeah. Good times.
Good times.
And by the way, he was the puppeteer for, get this, how long do you think he was a puppeteer? Rainbow, when was that on?
I would have thought Rainbow would have been on probably in 1975.
I'll give you that. 1973 to when? This will surprise you.
To 87.
92.
Right, there you go.
DJ Ed, can we come out as a tribute? I mean, this is sad news for us. And obviously, it was a real human behind the puppet, Ronnie LeDrew, which is really sad when anyone passes it. Can we come out with the rainbow music at 6:15? That would be nice. Can you find it? I don't know if you're even aware of what that means, but no, when we come back, that would be nice. Our thoughts and prayers go to his family. It's very sad when anyone passes, and we're big fans of Zippy, so that's sad. Right, and we've got lots to talk to you about, Mr. Townsend, but we're going to start with your beloved Chelsea.
Okay.
What do you make of Chelsea, who are exploring the options of bringing in experience in Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson?
Well, I think there's good reasons for both of those. I think Danny is just one of those players that's got better and better the older he's got. I think Brighton have managed him, which was always the issues that he had at his previous clubs, getting injured and missing matches and not playing enough. I think Brighton have handled him and managed him very well. It's been the perfect fit for him. I think he had a particularly good season last year. I just checked his numbers for Brighton: 46 goals in 140 odd appearances for Brighton. He was never prolific, Danny.
No,
but he's shown that he can score important goals for his team and that he can lead the line for his team. He can physically. The game has become less of a problem to him the older he's got, which isn't usual. But I think for Chelsea, considering that they've had people come through the door recently, the Nicholas Jacksons of this world, I never thought was good enough. Liam Delap, clearly not anywhere near at the levels required at Chelsea. I think to get somebody like Danny who can come in, knows what it's all about. They don't have to worry about settling in or bedding him in. Just let him go and get on with it and do what he does and do what he's been doing for Brighton. I don't think it's a problem, man. I think it's quite a good signing.
I think it's insane.
Well,
so I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why. If it was, I always look at transfers like this, and when people ask me what I think of that transfer, if it's the same level as my club, and Chelsea are top 6, Man United are top 6, right? Yeah. If I turned on talkSPORT tomorrow morning and found that we were going after Welbeck and Henderson,
yeah,
I'd be like,
But
what on earth is going on at my
Did you
club?
think it was insane when you got Henrik Larsson, when you got Zlatan? Did you think that was it?
Great
when
question.
When Ronaldo comes
Great
out?
question. They're both prolific, right? Zlatan is like, a world class, right?
Yeah.
And when you get, I imagine, a world class character coming into your dressing room, it lifts everyone.
Yeah.
And he still had it when we got him.
Yeah.
And who's the other one you mentioned?
Zlatan, Henrik Larsson.
Henrik Larsson was for like a loan period because we had injuries up top.
You did.
And he was still a really
What about
good goalkeeper.
Cristiano, the second spell when he come back?
That didn't work. But we're talking about world beaters. We're talking about world superstars.
No, but what was your reaction to it when he came back? Did you say, no, he's not going to do it this time?
That's a great question. If you remember at the time, it looked like he was signing for Man City. Remember, he landed in Manchester and there was talk that he was going to City. And then talk was that we nipped in and got him.
Yeah.
And so there was one of relief that we had him at Man City because I thought it would ruin his legacy if he went to Man City. He had a year. How can one of ours go to a bit like Tevez, but not at that level?
Yep.
And so when we got him, I was a little bit relieved that we got him. But we're talking about superstars, right?
Uh-huh.
So for argument's sake, I'm going above and beyond to prove a point. But Messi, if he signed for Chelsea, I'd go, I totally get that. It's Messi. But Danny Welbeck, no disrespect, and Jordan Henderson. I mean,
the Jordan Henderson one, I'm not quite so up with. But is that because are they guarding about Enzo possibly going? I don't know whether Enzo Fernandez will leave. I have no idea, right? But if he was to go, and he would be there along with Moises Caicedo, their most experienced kind of midfield player, do they feel then they're short in a bit of know-how in that particular area? Also, both players are good, what we call good pros.
Yeah, but get them in.
Good pros.
But what I hear is
they're not 35-year-olds that are messing about here, there, and 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. They're both generally regarded as good people, good guys in the dressing room, experienced boys. I mean, look,
that's all fine. That's all fine.
Yeah,
but get them in as part of your backroom staff then.
No, but they'll play, and they will play. They will.
Do they make Chelsea better? Did you look at Chelsea last season and you go, we need Danny Welbeck, we need Henderson?
But they're not going to start every week, them two, are they?
I just don't get it. I really do. Are you excited by that? Are you a Chelsea fan?
No.
All right, do you think Chelsea fans woke up this morning hearing that news going, that's a result? I can't believe we've got them before anyone else.
No, but do you not think they see the sense in it, as opposed to going and plucking another couple of 23-year-olds that nobody's ever heard of from somewhere?
But there must be a middle... You look at Arsenal, right? Arsenal yesterday waking up to the news they're signing Vinicius Jr. Yeah. They might not get him. Not get him. Yep. But that's the news they're waking up to.
Yes.
Chelsea fan, the next day Chelsea fans are going, we're getting Jordan Henderson.
Well, they've done the Morgan Rogers, so they've spent their big dough on a proper player. They've got him... which, look, was a lot of money, but I still think Morgan is a very, very, very gifted player. But these ones, I don't think anyone should turn their nose up at a couple of older players, but the right type of older player. I don't know a better way to describe it. A good sort, they're good lads, and they know the division inside out. Maybe Andy, it's something that Chelsea actually been crying out for a while.
Bit of stability. I understand the Granit Xhaka one when he went to Sunderland. That worked. And they tried to get Granit Xhaka.
They tried to get him, couldn't get it done.
No, I understand that. Really good player, right? Still got it.
Still got it, yes. A bit younger than Jordan Henderson, obviously. But I do sort of see the reasons why Chelsea might feel a couple of boys like that coming through the door. There's with those sort of players, they walk in on day one and they kind of give everyone a little bit of a lift because of their pedigree in the game, the fact they've been around for a long time, and they can just go in and start getting on with what's expected of them. They don't have people aren't going to be analysing and worrying about and looking for him to settle in. Where's he want to live? Is he married? Is he not? Has he got? Where's his kids going to go at school? Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson they're both reasonably local to Chelsea anyway, where they're living now, I'm sure. So they just get on with it. They just get on with the job. And it's just two players of vast experience you bring into the camp, and they're just going to pick it up and run with it and get going.
Okay.
But they're not going to play every week. And if they do, then I'm with you. If Jordan Henderson's going to play every week for Chelsea, then I don't get that one. But if he's going to play 20 games in a season...
That's a lot. That's a lot. Well, we'll take calls in it throughout the morning, right? Of course, if you want to have your say, Chelsea fans or football fans, on whether or not you think it's a good idea to go from youth to dad's army. 03717223334. Jordan Henderson, Danny Welbeck, heavily linked to Chelsea. We'll take calls on that throughout the morning. We've got so much coming up. 03717223344. My switchboard is clear, meaning, of course, if you dial that number, you could have your say next on national radio. Also coming up, we'll find out how Adam Ramsey PT reacted to another bronze. Bear in mind, though, he is soon to be a father again. I don't know if you've seen Simon Jordan's tweets. We know Simon Jordan loves his boxing. He's very knowledgeable on boxing as well. But he wrote a tweet after the fight. A lot of people agreed with him as well. He said, "I'm not having that. Dropped twice, sets the tempo. How's that? Praying a totally different second round. Something not quite right. All designed to rinse maximum amount of money." Firstly, were you aware of that tweet?
Yes, I was, mate. I spoke to Simon about it after, actually.
Okay, well, what did he say? What did you say? How did that conversation pan out?
Well, so the conversation went like he said, like I said live on the live comms, the way that, so if you know as a fighter, it's instinctive. He had Anthony Joshua hurt after 20 seconds. Joshua barely got through the round. He survived. He walked back to the corner on his heels. He walked out for the second round, you know, with the legs still very wary as well, very dodgy as well. And as a fighter, Christian Prenga then instinctively should jump on him and know the history of Anthony Joshua and how it takes him.
The streets and houses, rainbows flying high. Remember that?
I do remember it.
Morning, everyone. It's 18 minutes past 6. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. Me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend. Rainbow, the reason we're playing that, sad news. We woke up and we read that the puppeteer that played Zippy for about 17 years, Ronnie LeDrew, sadly passed away.
Yep.
No more Zippy. Best TV show when you were a kid growing up was what?
Ooh, so I mean, I remember watching Rainbow with my kids when they were small. So
Are you Clangers?
Clangers, remember the Clangers?
Yeah, it's before my time, the Clangers.
No, yeah, I do remember them. Well, listen, there was the Magic Roundabout.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
You know there's connotations behind that, don't you?
Oh God, what have I said?
No, you haven't said anything, but there are sort of like other meanings apparently.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we won't go into that.
Sim has just shouted into my ear, "Bagpuss." I don't know.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Professor Yaffle.
Yeah, I do. I actually do remember a few of those. Well, because you used to come home from school, didn't you? And then you'd put the telly on.
Yeah.
And at that time of the day, 4 o'clock or whatever it was, 4:30, you know, you'd be watching that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Do you remember Baron Greenback?
No.
Oh, he was like the nasty man in Danger Mouse.
What about Captain Pugwash? There was a few funny connotations in there. Let's not go.
I need that as a link. It's time to speak to talkSPORT's Captain Pugwash. It's time to take a look at the back pages with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
It's always good to see the superstar is Sam Allard, although unusual to see you in a white T-shirt.
Yeah. I normally go with the black T-shirt, but I just woke up this morning and I don't know why, but at home I never fold anything and put anything away. I've got like a chair in my living room. and I just put all of my T-shirts
I tend to
on
do
the
that,
back of the chair because I feel like Andy, and I think you
In
get
your
me.
living room?
They don't. Yeah, my living room. Yeah, because
No,
they
don't
don't.
do it in the living room.
They don't crease.
Well, in other rooms they crease.
No. I mean the chair. I'm talking about it specifically being on the chair.
Oh, right.
So you put them all on the back of the chair, and I woke up this morning, Andy, went to that chair, and the first top available was a
You not
white
get your clothes
T-shirt,
ready
yeah.
the night before?
No, who does that?
I do that.
No. I mean, come on.
What are you talking about? We get up at silly o'clock.
What utter woke nonsense that
Oh, no,
is.
it's beautiful.
So
it's all ready for me.
How long from your alarm going off to getting in the cab? How long do you give yourself in the
20
morning?
minutes.
Okay, I'm about 6 or 7 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
And you choose in the morning.
And sorry?
You're choosing clothes in 6
I'm not
minutes.
choosing. I don't know. I'm not choosing. I'm
Just
picking. I
grabbing
just
it.
grab. Yeah. I'm
Do
grabbing.
yourself a favour tonight.
Yeah.
Get it all ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, but I don't need to.
I'm looking at you now. You
Still,
do.
I will still get this ready though. I'm not going to start wearing nice clothes if I get it ready the night before.
How'd you get out in 6 minutes?
I get up.
Tell me
go
your
into
routine.
the-
You get
all
up,
right,
your alarm
get
goes
up.
off.
Alarm goes off. Go into the bathroom. Splash water on my face. Brush my teeth. Deodorant. Mouthwash. Chewing gum. Pants. Trousers.
Chewing gum?
I always put chewing gum in. Yeah.
Before breakfast, before a
I
bit of
don't eat. I
brekkie.
don't eat.
Do you not, Sam?
Not that time of
What,
morning.
with 6
Andy.
minutes to go?
Yeah. Just put the toast on. Get on, hurry up
To be
quickly.
fair,
Does it through a drip?
Yeah.
if he's not sorting his T-shirt out the night before, he's not really preparing any food
Yeah.
either, is he?
No,
No.
you're not.
But do you eat before you come in the morning at home?
No,
It's too early, isn't it?
too early. It's
Yeah, it's
I'll have
too
my
early.
first apple at 7 a.m.
Yeah, with a knife, right?
With a knife,
Yeah.
yeah.
Andy,
How do you eat an apple?
My mum used to eat an apple with a knife. She'd sit there and
really?
eat an apple with a
Yeah,
knife.
Exactly what I do. I get frowned upon.
God bless
Andy,
her.
I was in here yesterday with Andy and Troy was there, and me and Andy having a conversation about darts, and Troy just sat there yesterday eating grapes, and me and Andy having a
Yeah,
conversation.
on air.
It's just like, you just literally wait 3 minutes, and you can eat as
was
many
very
grapes
bizarre.
as you want, right? Yeah. Good to see you, Andy, by the way.
Good
Been a
to
long
see you,
time.
my old son.
Why'd
Yes,
you touch
very
him?
good.
So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Why'd
it's
you
weird.
touch him?
No, I don't know. I'm just quite a tactile person.
And someone, I can't remember what
Why'd you
someone
touch
left this room last week
Yeah.
and they touched me on the back.
Oh,
It was good to
really?
see, and I went, why'd you touch me on the back?
Yeah.
What's the need for
Yeah.
touching people?
Yeah, there was someone at Times Radio who used to WhatsApp me to book me to go on like a Times Radio show, and it happened quite a lot. And I met her for the first time, and I thought I knew her well because we spoke on WhatsApp a lot. I went to hug her, and she literally like backed away, and it was not
awkward.
ideal. It really,
I
really.
never
Hashtag
know. I
awkward.
never know how to say hello to women. Because if you offer, I shake their hand like they're Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Give me a hand, Andy. I'll shake your hand like I shake a woman's hand.
Go on then.
I go like that.
Yeah, I
I
would
turn
do
it round.
that.
And then hold it with the other hand.
And then lean forward and just give it
yeah,
a kiss
yeah,
on the
you
back.
bow as well.
Oh, lovely to meet
Yeah,
you.
no, the handshake's one thing. It's the way the left hand then comes around and holds the back of her hand.
And then
good point,
slowly
though.
go.
Really weird.
Are you a mwah, mwah? If
Oh, see, I'll tell you, that's a great question.
or is it just a
I'll tell you
mwah?
what I do. I'll tell you what, that's a great question. Because if you go for one and they go for two, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I always go, are we going for one or two?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I always ask. Because they might go none. And I go, okay,
Do you
fine.
think the women might think, oh, that's a bit strange?
Yeah, weird, mate. People do say that about you around the office. Some of the newsreaders are
Oh,
a bit
no,
like, yeah.
I know, I'm
yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it's a little bit bizarre.
What are we doing today? The back
Basically,
pages, my
to be
friend?
honest, the back pages are, I mean, you touched on the top, but they pretty much are dominated by that Chelsea transfer story. Chelsea pensioners is on the back of the Mayo Alonso plotting shock moves for Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck. Just to push back, Andy, on what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, I think if Welbeck and Henderson were kind of coming in as the kind of star marquee signings of Chelsea summer, I get why that would be an issue. But Danny Welbeck's going to be back up to João Pedro, and it feels like Jordan Henderson is going to go in for that leadership role like he was when he went to the World Cup. This has been a young Chelsea team, a very young Chelsea team over the last couple of years. And I reckon probably there's maybe been a cultural problem with that football club. It feels like they need these experienced heads to go in. And I think we know, Andy, that, you know, strong characters, strong leaders are important parts of dressing rooms. And these are two players who are going to be, you know, I'm guessing quite important parts of Xavi Alonso moving forward.
I've not been interested, neither of you. Andy has. So whatever we say, he'll be able to tell us factually one way or the other.
I meant Andy Townsend, not you.
Oh, fine,
Sorry,
okay.
yeah.
No, I
Sorry, he didn't, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, no, I honestly don't see it as bad business at all. I think it's something perhaps that they need. I tend to agree with you. If these guys are going to be in there playing more often than not, then that's
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think that necessarily works either. But I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing in good characters, good people, proven pedigree, experience.
But do they
and
need
with
to
a-
be part of the squad?
with
Can
a
they not
voice.
just be part of
with
Chelsea?
No, but not everybody coming through the door, Andy, has got to be a stellar £100 million.
No, I know, but what I'm saying, it's all very well getting Jordan Henderson in, right? I'm led to believe he's good for the dressing room, right?
Yeah.
Just get him in as part of the backroom staff. Why does he need to have a pair of shorts on?
Well, because he can still play. He can still play. Would you not rather, 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago in a game, would you not rather bring someone on that can still play? Or are you happy to, or do you then want to see him bringing on a 21-year-old or a 19-year-old that, no, again, that lacks Premier League experience? You know what managers are like nowadays, Andy, with... You sign a player, instead of just going like it happened in my day, they just chuck you in and go, get on with it. Now everyone has to be drip-fed over about 6 months before we get to see a real what any player is really about at a young age. So I really don't think...
Who's your team?
And Danny Liverpool and Danny Welbeck also showed last season, by the way, that he's still a very good footballer, right? Like he scored.
If Liverpool brought back Henderson and took Danny Welbeck, how would you feel today?
If Jordan Henderson was coming in as like 4th or 5th choice midfielder, then I'd be absolutely fine with it. Yeah, if he was there as part of the squad, as kind of backup options, then I'd be fine with it. If he came in as our new number 6 for next season, then I wouldn't be happy with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you're a big fan of Adam Ramsey-Peaty, Andy, so I want to make sure we got good time to talk
Can you
about
say his name properly?
Adam Peaty.
Adam Ramsey-Peaty expecting a new child on the way. That's surely how we address it.
He finished 3rd in the pool in the 100 metres.
Did he mention his kid on the way?
I'm going to get to that.
Yeah.
And he finished also bronze in the 50 metres last night. He was tearful on Saturday, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Less tearful, but still quite emotional yesterday. He's across all the back pages. Bronze again for Peaty, the family man. Back in the manual. Winning all the time costs everything.
Have I missed this joke or something?
It's not worth it. No, so basically, it's not a joke, basically. He's expecting a child.
Right. What?
And
Hold on.
And
It's not the show. Did we know that?
And on yesterday's show, Andy and Troy. Well, you explain, Andy. You were poking fun at a man expecting a child, and as a father, is that not an important part of someone's life?
Of course it is.
Sorry, your question has nothing to do with the story. Is that not an important part of someone's life, having a child?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
I'd say it's nothing to do with you coming 3rd. I've got 2 kids.
No, he's just saying he's not. It doesn't hurt.
He's got
him
other
as
priorities
much.
in his life
He's
as
got
well.
other things in his
other
life.
things,
But
other things going on, Andy.
If you lose, don't mention it.
No,
If
but
you lose,
can
don't mention it.
if it's true.
No, come on.
You can. If
Okay,
it's
let me ask
true,
you this.
If
Let me
it's
ask you this.
true,
If you
you
had
can
a child,
mention
if you had a child on the way, right?
Yeah.
And you did the breakfast show,
Yeah.
and it weren't a great show. I mean, I was obviously brilliant, but you weren't there.
I was average.
Right? And Liam, the gaffer, he went, I need a word with you, Andy. And you went,
Yeah.
okay. And he went, oh, today's show, Goldstein obviously was amazing.
But you know what?
But your performance wasn't good. Would you go, my wife is expecting, though?
I'd say, Liam, give your head a wobble.
Exactly, of course you would.
I'd say it's Goldstein. He's dragging me down to his level.
Hey, go, well, he's not. I heard the show was amazing.
I've got some even better news for you.
Yeah.
Let's hear from the man himself.
Okay.
I need a little bit of time to debrief with what went wrong there because I felt really good in the warm-ups, but I felt like that all week. But something's just missing, and I don't know what it is. But I think it's just those race skills that I've not been exposed to be honest.
And overall, are you happy with it, or are you wanting another little break to rethink things?
No, I mean, I'm neither happy or kind of sad about it, really. Somewhere in the middle, which is perfect, because you don't lose sight of what you're trying to achieve, but that's sport, right? And I have to be humorous in that, knowing that I am 31 years old. I've got a second child on the way. Pardon me. And that's what's important to me now. The medal's on the board, that's what I chase every day. And if that happens to be gold, then it's a bonus. But I do this because I love it. I don't do it to, go out there now and put that absolute pressure on me in terms of medals. I put the pressure on myself for my performances. And if that helps me get medals, then it does.
Good interview.
I think very good interview.
Really good interview.
Well said, Adam.
Great.
Spoke really well there.
I didn't know he had another child on that. That's new. You know what that is? That's Carl Frotch's in front of 80,000
Yeah,
people at
do you
Wembley. That's
know?
exactly
Yeah,
what that is.
But do you know, the guys that I always admire, people in single sports, right? Because if you don't have that sort of attitude, then you would drive yourself demented every second of every day. Imagine a boxer when he rocks up to fight and on the night he doesn't do very well. He just can't seem to get it going. He gets beat. And then they don't fight for another 6 months. Most of them 8 months later on. Can you imagine being one of those boxers trying to deal with it if you're going to hammer yourself morning, noon, and night? I think he's right. I think he's got a good. Sometimes nice to have a pretty realistic take on everything. It's not the end of the world coming third. It really isn't.
Okay, Sam. It's a sentence you'll never probably say. I've got a child on the way.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually true. That's mean, isn't it? That's spiteful, isn't it?
Because obviously,
no, he didn't, did he?
Obviously, 50% of that is a woman, right?
Yeah. Well, there are other ways these days, isn't there? You know.
No, okay.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Prove
me wrong.
That's actually quite a good, sensible comeback from me, isn't it? There's more than one way to skin a cat in 2026, right? And I promise you, if I ever was to have a baby,
sorry, especially if you call it skinning a cat.
Is that not what it is?
No, the saying is, but I wouldn't use that as a term.
If I was, though, I would mention it every day while I'm on air.
Okay.
Like, Andy, I'm sorry, the back page isn't going to be very good today because, I've got other things on my mind.
You've got another
I've got a lot going on.
Gordon
Ramsay, by the way, is going to come up to you one day and sort you out.
Gordon Ramsay?
Good point.
Oh, his father-in-law.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. Well, if you can, we'll be cooking. Sam, thanks for coming in. Always good. When are you back in?
7:15.
All right. Blimey, that's a long time.
Yeah, I know. Not
what
sure
are you doing between then
myself.
and now?
Yeah, I might go get a coffee. Probably listen to the show and enjoy the show.
Costa
maybe.
Coffee, I imagine.
Yeah, the best around.
That was all thanks to our friends at Costa Express. More from Sam in a bit. Coming up, Arsenal fans are being swept away by Vinicius Junior fever. One of those dreaming gooners is with us in the studio next, right after this.
We've got a second child on the way. Put him in.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
Good morning, lads. Yes, very, very good.
Oh,
About Joshua.
Go on, mate.
The final weekend, perhaps I didn't even bother to watch it. It's farce, isn't it? And as for him and Fury, I tell you, if they was fighting in my back garden, I'd draw the curtains.
Oh, wow. Oh, come on, man.
Come on, you're better than that.
Are you telling me you wouldn't even have a peek through those curtains? Just a little look?
You draw the curtains.
I'd say it was them two idiots out there and close them tight. I can't be doing with it. Anthony Joshua, he's done what he's done, but let's face it, he's no world beater, is he? He went down like a pot of jelly against that little fat Mexican. And, whenever he steps up, he won the title against the worst champion ever in Charles Martin. Now, come on, he fought an aging Klitschko, right? Whenever he steps up, he gets knocked out by Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois gets scored. I went to see Joshua against the champion, what's his name? Usyk.
Here are some of the best off-camera anecdotes from recent years at the Ryder Cup. As caddy Billy Foster went to relieve himself at the Belfry, he noticed only one of the two cubicles had toilet paper. Shortly after he'd sat down, Tiger Woods went into the empty cubicle and realised his mistake all too late. So Foster took some paper, reached under the cubicle with a rescue offering, and as Tiger went to take it, Foster uttered the words, "Europe, one up." Fast forward 10 years to the miraculous Medina. Rory McIlroy overslept and was in danger of missing his Sunday tee time. Thankfully, travel organiser Erica Stoll sorted him a police escort, and 3 years later, McIlroy proposed. Scottish legend Sam Torrance tells many a yarn about the great Ballesteros. Apparently, Seve would regularly give coaching clinics to his European teammates. When the same players asked for help a week later at the Italian Open, Seve would tell them to Having started with a Billy Foster story, let's finish with one from the 12th tee at Oakland Hills in 2004. It was Jimenez and Garcia against Westwood and Clark in a practice round, and as they finished, Foster decided to jump in the buggy and speed away with all their clubs, only to lose control entirely and see it careering towards the spectators. Thankfully, the Red Sea parted and the buggy smashed into a tree, with viewers and clubs still intact.
Good morning, everyone. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend, Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Now, there's a reason we're playing that. Arsenal fans are daring to dream about two big Brazilian signings this window, setting their sights on Bruno Guimaraes and Vinicius Jr., would you believe? Let's bring in a man now who is buying into the madness, truly believes that the superstar Vinny Jr. will be an Arsenal player next season. We spoke to him lots throughout the World Cup. He was with Rio, carrying his bags with stuff like that. A very good morning to our friend, the big Gunners fan, the wonderful Joel Baer joins us in the studio. Joel, good to see you.
Good to see you, mate.
See you, Joel.
I was expecting someone else here, but apparently you're getting the gig. Are you getting the gig or not? What's going on?
No, I'm going on holiday soon. So.
Well, hopefully you can go sooner rather than
Yeah,
later.
that's very kind of you, yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't you on holiday, by the way? Most people after the World Cup, they just go away.
I'm going today.
Oh, where are you off to?
I'm going to Cyprus, so there's a wedding, and then I'm going to go spend some time with
Oh,
my
okay.
wife as well, yes.
I always feel when people have a wedding in other countries, sometimes it's a bind. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to cost you money to go
Taking
to
all the
wedding.
gear there is a wind-up.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it going to be a very chilled, like, relaxed wedding, Joel?
I actually don't know.
Whose wedding is it?
It's a friend's wedding. I went to school with a friend, and she's getting married out there, so I was just told to be there. My wife helped.
Oh,
sort
okay.
everything out. She booked.
Joel, we're going.
So,
Yeah, literally all done, all white.
done.
Yeah, linen.
and that's a good
That's
look.
going to look cool,
It's
man.
going to look good.
Yeah.
Waistcoat?
It's gonna look good.
Pardon, sorry?
Waistcoat?
No. Way too hot.
Oh, they're out, Andy.
No, because then you can take the jacket off and you got.
Nah. Sorry,
Old
mate,
school,
not doing
okay,
that,
fine.
yeah.
How are you? You good? You well?
I'm doing great, man. I'm feeling excited. I've been seeing quite a lot of chat on the station. Really, I had a chat with Troy after I saw his comments yesterday. I weren't too happy.
Should we hear them? We've got.
Yeah.
Troy Deeney was with me yesterday. He wasn't having that. This will be a good transfer for Arsenal. Have a listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't think it suits the way that Arsenal play. I don't think his personality suits Arteta.
What do you mean his personality?
I think he's a massive diva in regard to like what he wants, what he needs. And I don't think he would buy into the collective. And now that would be something new for Arteta to have to deal with, right? Because he's all about the group. So how do you have Saka on one side, who's the captain, has done everything right, and then you bring in this guy and go, oh, by the way, everyone, give him the ball. And you have to keep giving him the ball. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't think it helps Arsenal.
What do you make of that? Vinicius Jr. He doesn't like it.
I think there's a lot of assumption in it. I saw the clip, and let's be honest, it's a section of a clip, right? So me and him had a back and forth, and it was actually a good chat actually on WhatsApp. And I said, listen, mate, I'm going on talkSPORT and I'm talking about this. And he goes, well, think about it, Joel. Like, you know, Mikel has gotten rid of the likes of Aubameyang because of, you know, the attitude issues. Why should he go back to that once, you know, you've gone so far, you've won the league, you've done everything. Now you're going to bring in someone who could disturb the peace. And he's been so. That's what triggered me when he said he's been so for Madrid and Brazil. I said, hang on a minute, Troy. You're saying he's been so for Madrid, but if we look at the stats, in 2025-2026 season, he had 53 games, 22 goals, 9 assists. That's 9 assists. That's 31 goal contributions. And don't forget, the person who operates in his favoured position is the one and only Kylian Mbappe. Now, it's very obvious that him and Kylian are on each other's toes. So it's not that he's so. They haven't been able to get the best out of Vinny for the last 2 years. Is it his fault? No. It's because they've got two players playing in similar positions. He then said he's so for Brazil. Well, Brazil are in a transition anyway. They haven't been the best in general. I think there's a lot of assumption there where he's not going to buy into it. We don't know if he's going to buy into it or not. I do understand that it does change hierarchy. They are going to have to start playing him the ball. But so what? We are a club that needs this kind of signing. This is our Ozil signing. This is it. We can't compete at the highest level and think we're going to compete against, the PSGs of this world, and we're not making these big signings. They went there and they got Kvaratskhelia, however you say his name.
Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, they said they got Dembele a few years ago. They got rid of Mbappe. You have to make bold decisions. I understand where Troy is coming from. He's saying basically it could debalance the Arsenal team, which is...
I don't think...
I would just say, Andy, sorry. Is he an upgrade, Joel, on Martinelli Madueke?
100%.
Correct.
100%.
And that's the only thought I would have.
Yes.
I would ignore. I wouldn't even bother about a problem. I've never seen Vinny Jr. being a problem character.
Yes.
I've never seen him listen.
No, you're
Mbappe,
right. We hear about Mbappe.
We hear about Mbappe. You can almost actually sometimes see it in his body language a little bit. As much as I think Mbappe is probably. Well, he is.
If we had
he's the
talent,
best out there.
We'll be acting like that as well.
But I don't see Vinny Jr. as a problem character.
The problem he brings with is wages. If he's going to be 400 grand a week,
that's not his problem. That's the club's problem.
No. I totally agree with you, but it's still a problem for Arsenal. Yeah. And the next time that Saka goes in for a deal, or whoever, your centre halves, your goalkeeper, there's going to be he's on 400 grand a week. I would quite like.
Guess what? Don't care, because that's how football is. That's how it's been since you were playing.
When you
and
say
it keeps going up.
That will be a problem.
Yeah, but it's always a problem. He won't be the first and he won't be the last.
Okay.
Either way, if it's not him, it's going to happen at some point. You sign Declan Rice, and that's what happens. Saka just signed a new contract. That's what happens. End of the day, Arsenal Football Club are releasing like 10, 15 kits a season. Now, why? Because we sell. Why are they paying him? Why would they be willing to pay him that much money? It's because they know they're going to get the money back off the back end of the club.
I think the players as well, Joel, the likes of Declan Rice, the guys that are going to be there for the short to medium term, they'll welcome it. They would love to see.
100%.
They would love to see someone of his standing, his stature, his quality. He's the only player Brazil have had in the summer that whenever he got the ball, you thought something might happen.
Let me ask you about another Brazilian you've been linked to, Bruno Guimaraes. Now, apparently, I don't remember this, but the last time, it says here, may I remind you, Joel, the last time you joined us to talk about Bruno, you poo-pooed him as a marquee signing.
Did I?
Did you do that?
But I wasn't wrong, though. Because if Arsenal are now going
a great
for...
signing.
Yeah, it's a great signing, but I didn't want him to be the marquee signing. Doesn't mean he's not a good player. If we go on and we sign Vinny Jr., then I'm justified, right? So we got Guimaraes and you got Vinny Jr. I'm happy. Then I'm happy.
It would be... I
think there'd be two great signings.
Great signings.
I really do. I think
a lot of samba at Arsenal.
I think
lovely.
It would be amazing signing.
They would be... Yeah. They would... When Andy, you just mentioned just now about, Chelsea... They've done their big marquee signing in Morgan Rogers, but bringing in Henderson, Danny Welbeck, those two coming through the door at the Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal need 6 30, 40 million pound players. I don't think they do. I think a couple of real proper signings, and I think those boys fall into that category.
You don't think maybe Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson would be the answers?
For them, maybe, but we're not in the same place. We're not Chelsea Football Club. We're not on that rebuild or... whatever they're doing over there, I'm not really quite sure, if I'm honest with you. And I don't really care. We're trying to get a step further. We got to the final of the Champions League last year. We're trying to win it this year. We're trying to retain the Premier League. I don't know what those other clubs are doing.
Can I ask, just going back to Vinicius Jr., do you think there's any danger in that signing?
To what? Happening or not happening?
No. If he signs, do you think there's any danger that he could disrupt the squad, the dressing room?
There's always a danger. There's a danger that you buy someone.
Do you think there is?
No. I think Arsenal Football Club, we're at the stage now where we need to go a step further. And I think this is perfect. This is the way. Because if he comes, you're practically going to have a second parade. Like, this is...
They will be too unbelievable.
Do you know what it is, Goldstein? It's the fact that right now, we need to start invoking fear into opposition. And I think if you sign a player like that, it's a statement signing to say, oh, you might have thought that Arsenal won the league because other teams, were off the boil last season or whatever they want to say, or, other teams had injuries or people are in transitions. No, this team is a team that's here to stay for years to come.
Okay. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Well explained, Joel, as well. I agree with you.
Thank you so much.
Top draw signing.
When you eat an apple,
do
you eat it like that, or do you have a knife? You cut with a knife?
I actually cut with a knife,
Good boy.
Thank you so much.
So do I, but a lot of people give me stick for that. Andy T, you like eating it with...
I do. I must admit, there's something about eating an apple and having a knife and just
Peeling it like
yeah,
that.
it is.
It's the way forward, isn't
Quite
it?
nice.
No, yeah, you got to use the knife, mate.
You've got to. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Have a lovely
Take care,
day.
mate. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Still to come on the Breakfast Show.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more with a Travis Perkins trade account and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
Big thanks to Joel Baer there. Go and follow him on social media. Proper lad. Jordan Henderson, last seen falling over an advertising board in Mexico. Looks set for a move to Stamford Bridge.
That's the point, Anne. How is his? I mean, how's his arm?
How's his arm? I know.
I mean, that is actually. Now you've come to. I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, it's in the middle of me reading something.
Sorry,
that's all right. Yeah. Where was I up to? Bridge. We'll be picking the brains of a man who said this about him in May last year.
He's a fantastic professional. He's a very impressive individual on and off the pitch. But the game's moved on from Jordan Henderson.
The host of the Sunday edition, Henry Winter, will be joining us, and we'll be finding out whether he's changed his mind at all. We'll also get the views of loudmouth Chelsea fan and broadcaster Alex Harris. Great show. That was our breakfast preview with our wonderful friends at Travis Perkins.
Hello, just there. Fell over there.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more at any Travis Perkins Hire or Benchmarks branch as a trade account holder and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
The Vinny Junior situation is interesting because I think when it came out of the weekend that Arsenal were keen, we all thought, well, how can they do that deal? He's on 400 grand a week. He'd smash Arsenal's pay structure.
Yeah.
Real Madrid, even though he's stalling on signing a new contract, are going to want a six-figure sum. But if they sign Diamonde, as looks likely, how do the two fit into the same team? And I think what's really interesting here, and Ben Jacobs, I think, has mentioned this a couple of times, they've got the same agent, Vinicius Junior and Yan Diamonde. So would his agency take Diamonde to Real Madrid knowing that he's going to compete with Vinicius Junior? I don't think Vinicius Junior to Arsenal is as fanciful as maybe it first appeared.
Now, when you look at Arsenal, they probably would. They've just got rid of Trossard.
Yeah, Trossard's gone.
So that's a space needs, and they've only got Martinelli on that left hand side. So they do need somebody else. Who is that person that's going to be able to fill in that space for them? Because there's not a large selection around the world, is there, Quickie?
No, I thought it would be Morgan Rogers, to be honest. I thought that deal would get done. I know he met Mikel Arteta even before jetting out to the World Cup, and Arteta had made him a top target, but fair play, Chelsea came in and gazumped them. I'm not sure Arsenal would have paid 100.
Everyone, good morning. Well, it's a great morning. I'm looking out of a window. I can just about see out the corner of my eye. The sun is shining here in London. It's 6:49, 6:50 now, actually. It's the breakfast show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend, alongside Can you ask me what we know this Tuesday morning, and can you just...
What do we know this Tuesday morning?
Great question. We know that Adam Ramsey-Peaty admitted nothing makes sense anymore after he had to settle for bronze at the Commonwealth Games in the 50 metres men's breaststroke. Paolo Maldini has quit as technical director of the Italian Football Federation.
Saw that.
16 days into his role.
Yeah.
Andrea Pirlo was not appointed as head coach.
No.
And talkSPORT understands that Inter Milan have agreed a deal in principle to sign John Stones. That'd be a good move for him.
I think it's a great move for John at this stage of his career. It's a brilliant move, going to a top club, living in Milan.
Oh, my day.
Experiencing that.
And
wonderful.
The football, no disrespect, football's not the quickest out there. They play out from the back quite a lot, so it suits his style perfectly.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a great move.
Now, on yesterday's Drive Time show, not as good as it used to be, Rory Jennings was full of praise for the former Man City defender and believes he goes down as one of the greats.
If you're going to be snide about my opinion, I just want to say that one of the greatest English midfielders ever, Paul Scholes, agrees with me.
What did he say?
He said that John Stones is one of the best to have ever done it.
Yeah, one of the top 10.
No, but I think now seriously comparable to. I think I can say this: is John Stones better than Rio Ferdinand? I don't think that's wild. I don't think you can.
What are we doing?
John Stones. I don't know why we don't.
Is he better than John Terry?
No, but Terry's leaps and bounds above Ferdinand.
No, he's not leaps and bounds.
Terry's on his own.
I'm not doing this.
Terry's obviously leaps
quarter to 7, 10 minutes before the show ends. I'm not doing this with you.
You can't.
I'm not doing this with you.
Terry is obviously number one. Terry's leaps and bounds above anyone. Then we have a conversation about who's next, and then we go Ferdinand, Virgil van Dijk.
1 second. You think John Stones is even in the same league as Virgil van Dijk?
Yeah, I do. I think he's better than Virgil van Dijk. 100%.
Right, let me just tell you now, when they're back today, boys, stop baiting. Right, that's not what Drive's about. Of course he's not better than Rio Ferdinand. Of course he's not better than Virgil van Dijk. What's the matter with these people? That's not even a debate, is it?
Yeah, I personally would disagree with Rory there. The one thing I would agree with him on is that how good John Terry was. Excuse me.
You're right.
Excuse me again. But I don't quite put John in the bracket that
No, because we all know that.
Having said that, a very accomplished footballer.
Yes.
Very, very good player.
Yeah.
But I don't personally put him quite in that bracket.
No, neither do I. Now, the latest episode of the Transfer Insiders is available now. Ryan Scott Douglas, Angelina Kelly discuss John Stones' potential move to Inter Milan. They also react to the latest involving Leeds' pursuit of Man City goalkeeper James Trafford. Good keeper he is. Right, on to a bit of racing. Day one of glorious Goodwood is here, and all eyes are on the Goodwood Cup. We've got a Titanic rematch as well. We're just talking about this between Chorleyman and Scandinavia, the horse that gave Aidan O'Brien his historic 100th Royal Ascot winner last month. Here's how it sounded.
Chorleyman digging deep, half a furlong to go. Scandinavia has the horse got anything in response? This is a cracker going half a furlong. Chorleyman, Scandinavia, nip and tuck, line coming. Scandinavia has snatched it.
Unbelievable scenes. To break down day one, let's bring in talkSPORT's Rupert Ding Dong Bell, who I'm led to believe is back in his favourite surroundings. Good morning, Rupert.
Morning, Rope.
Good morning. Morning, Andys. One, Andy, I think you do remember, and I think you may still be suffering from it. It's called post-traumatic travelogue syndrome in Chichester. But I can rest assured, Andy Townsend,
yes,
the place has been given an upgrade. So it's much better than it was when you were here, I don't know, was it 3 or 4 years ago?
Couple of years ago,
Didn't you end up being sent to the Nick next door or something? Because it was a historic night for you, Andy. But,
I happened to say over breakfast, I was talking because I was working with Big Al, and I happened to say, I came down for breakfast and I looked at this fella and I said, "What are you in for?" Right, because of the hotel surroundings weren't particularly salubrious.
You said it on air.
Yeah, and I was only having a laugh. I was only joking, wasn't I? And then we got to realise that they weren't too happy, Rupert. So down there. So listen, but the message certainly got home because they clearly. I'm looking at that lovely green wall behind you as we speak with that wonderful picture hanging up. That it looks a lot better.
Much better, and love coming down to Goodwood. This is one of the great weeks of racing, and it's such a beautiful part of the country, as you know, Andy. It is just a fantastic venue. And yesterday, I had the privilege of. Well, I must admit, Andy Goldstein, this is. I know, and Andy Townsend, I know you like your golf. Well, I had one of the greatest days on the golf course I've ever experienced, and I've just won a trip to Qatar, who are the main sponsors here, because I actually won a golf tournament. Yeah, I know. Hold the front page. So, no, it was an amazing day. Setting up the week.
Hold on. What did you do? You can't just gloss over that. What did you do? Did you get the ball through the windmill? What happened?
Well, I scored 40 points in a Stapleford competition.
Well played. What's the handicap, Rube? What's your handicap?
Well, it may be coming down now, but I was playing off 21 yesterday. I think
dodgy. Whenever I hear 21, it's always shrouded in mystery, isn't it?
Rupert, you are. Look at me without smiling. You are disgraced, Rupert.
Well, Andy Goldstein, no, come on, you play golf, and I'm sure you take a sort of what's your handicap then, Andy G? What's yours?
17.8.
17.8. Well, okay. Well, I think we have let's have a match.
Yeah, have a game. That'd be good.
Come to that one shot. Anyway,
I would love to. Right, let's bring it back to today's Goodwood Cup. We could have another classic on our hands, couldn't we?
I hope so, because this is a mouth. Whatever rivalries are great in sport, and that Ascot Gold Cup was a race that will live long in my memory. They just eyeballed each other down that home straight at Ascot for 2.5 furlongs. It was brilliant to watch, and as Scandinavia snatched it on the line, I just wonder, it's a shorter trip, whether Scandinavia just might have, in a way, could have broken Trawlerman's heart by winning it. And you may think, what's he talking about? Horses sort of know when they haven't won, and he put his heart on the line there, Trawlerman, who's much older than Scandinavia, and I just wonder whether Scandinavia's youth will see him win again. He is the favourite, but I hope if we have another clash like that over the final 2.5 furlongs, then the Goodwood Downs, the Goodwood will just spring into life at 3:35. I think Scandinavia will win again, but I hope we have a clash that will be very reminiscent of what we saw just a month ago.
Rupert, tell me about Trawlerman and these ski goggles. What's that all about?
Well, right. Basically, he's got some eye problem. Okay, and what he has to do, he goes down to the start, and they are extraordinary. These great big goggles to protect his vision on the way down. He's obviously got some light problem, which was discovered. So he goes down in these most extraordinary goggles, which I've never seen the like of before. He can't race in them, but he can go down to the start. So these goggles will no doubt be making another reappearance today. And it's very weird to see, but if it helps the horse settle, and obviously if he has got a slight problem, well, clearly has a problem with his vision, but during the race and in the Gold Cup, it caused him no problems whatsoever. He ran his heart out, as I say, in the Ascot Gold Cup. But those goggles, because he's got some light, I don't know, problem.
Right, sensitive problem or something, yeah.
Something like that. And you see it and you think, well, this is weird. But it obviously helps him and settle and race. And he ran, as I say, a terrific race in defeat just, June, 5 weeks ago.
Root, before I let you go, what else are you keeping a close eye on across today's opening card?
Well, we've got the Royal Hunt Cup winner, Rogue Diplomat, running in the Lennox Stakes. So we've got some really good racing. This is 5 days of just great entertainment, but I'm looking to see whether Rogue Diplomat might be decent price to sort of back up his victory in the Royal Hunt Cup. I think that race is at 3 o'clock, but we've got plenty of action live on talkSPORT later on this afternoon. In the meantime, I've got to go and find my glasses, because not only did I win the golf yesterday, but I think I celebrated too hard and somehow I lost my readers. So I need to get some before race. I might actually be able to read what's going on today.
You better do them soon. I think it's lights out where you are. Thanks for coming on, Rupert. We'll see you soon.
Take care, Rupert.
Enjoy the racing. It'll be a great day. Thanks, man. There you go, the ledge that is our talkSPORT racing commentator, Rupert Bell. Don't forget, of course, you can listen to all the action from day one of glorious Goodwood over on talkSPORT 2 from 1 p.m. Coming up, are Chelsea signing Jordan Henderson as a cheerleader or a midfield maestro? You can have your say. I'm looking at my switchboard. It's clear. And that means if you dial, you'll be next. 03717223344. It's The Breakfast Show. Me, Andy Goldstein. The superstar is Andy Townsend alongside. It's just coming up to 7 a.m.
Hello, just there. Fell over there.
this a couple of times now. I can't help but think when he comes up with lines about people criticising the refereeing decisions and puts lines in his quotes such as "I'm sorry you missed it all." I can't help but think there's a little dig towards the head of UEFA there, Alexander Seferin.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Obviously, Seferin decided to stay away from the World Cup final, which was quite unprecedented. FIFA were briefing, actually, that was a pre-planned decision, but the message coming out of UEFA very much was that it was a protest by their president. Actually, I picked out a couple of screenshots, and he does talk about some of the refereeing decisions and says it's curious the same countries employing these practices are the ones criticising. He's talking about the decision to overturn Flo Balogun's red card, which for me was probably the most shameful moment of this World Cup. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite, Andy. You were there. Troy obviously lives out in the States. I had a wonderful 5.5 weeks. I thought it was a brilliant tournament. I thought the American hospitality was...
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany. Always a tough place to go to.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 7:04. You're listening to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend, alongside me. We're here with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Andy T just said something very bizarre to me in the room. What's that called? Gallery. Is it
That's
gallery?
the gallery.
Still call it the gallery. About hot and cold weather and foods you can and can't eat.
Yes, there's certain foods in hot weather you don't eat in there. Well, for me anyway. And then, obviously, when it takes a bit of a dip, in October time or whatever, and the clocks are going back or whatever, then all of a sudden there's other stuff that really starts to come into your diet. The bad stuff, I might add.
It's weird. I mean, I can do that with alcohol. Like, I wouldn't have red wine unless it was like a wintry day.
Correct.
Right?
Usually.
You
just wouldn't feel like you'd want to have a glass of red on a boiling hot sunny afternoon.
But you said chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate. I just don't. I just when it's
When can't you
sunny,
eat chocolate? When it's hot?
Yeah.
What about from the fridge?
No, that's. I mean, I must admit, I've gone off chocolate. I don't really eat it. Well, in fact, now let me quantify it. Actually, I did have a bit. I had a flake in a. I took the grandkids. I took the grandkids to the Cotswold Safari Park the other day, which was really good. The Cotswold Wildlife Park.
Okay, I didn't know they had one.
Great, really good, really good.
What'd you see there?
White rhinos and all that stuff. Brilliant, really good. Oh, they got everything there. But I had a big whippy, and he stuck a flake in it.
You should have gone before you went.
And he put a flake in it, and that's the first bit of chocolate I've had for a very long time.
Whippy.
Yeah, big ice cream. You got to have one of them on a hot day. Come on.
Yeah, you got to have one of them.
You got to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't go past anymore like they used to, and the little playing the music, and then they be quick, mum. I need.
You know what the old joke
grab some change, running out the door.
You know what the old joke was about the noise they used to play?
Go on.
You hear that noise when they've run out of ice cream. That's
Really?
what parents used to say to the kids, yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, he's run out. You can hear it. It's nothing.
It's cruel, that is.
Yeah. And do you know why the 99 is called a 99?
No.
I think it's because it was 99p when it came out.
Well, it certainly
Makes
ain't
sense.
99p anymore. They're
Go
about
on, how much
£4.50 there. £4.
You are kidding.
No, they're like about £4 now.
That's disgusting, isn't
It's
it?
still the best £4 you've ever spent when you see one of them, and you can tell straight away whether it's going to be a proper one or whether it's a bit of a sloppy, slobbery one.
So that's what we're doing today. 0371722. The last time you had a big whippy.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Right, on with the show. We've got lots to talk about today. We're going to start with Chelsea. Their transfer policy has made a huge U-turn, turning experience as they look to secure the signature of this England duo.
Kane in for Bellingham. What a chance! England score! Jordan Henderson out of nothing.
Welbeck is there to finish it, and he does. For the sixth time in 8 games against Chelsea, Danny Welbeck, who's enjoying a renaissance.
You might just want some players who've been there, seen and done it. Great pros, rub off on everyone else, bring them along. You know what I mean? That old school sort of thinking where you get a good bunch of pros who can rub off on all the young guns and bring a culture and an environment to it by their standards.
If you stay professional, if you look after yourself, you take care of your body, you can have a nice longevity career.
No big whippies for them. talkSPORT understands Chelsea are closing in on veteran duo Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck. What do the fans make of it? Let's speak to some. Right now, Sam is first up, a Chelsea fan. Sam, good morning.
Morning, Sam.
Morning, lads. How are you doing? You okay?
We're good, man. Thanks for asking. How are you today?
Good. Yeah, not bad, mate. Just on my way to work. A bit gutting because our pre-season games kicks off just as I go into a 2-hour meeting, so not overly impressed, but there we are.
Okay. Well, it's all right. You can always come out and someone can tell you lost. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But no, what I wanted to say is, but similar to what Daishi said yesterday,
Yeah.
if we can get some of these top professionals who have been there, done it, got the T-shirt in every single position, just to mentor, not necessarily play, but mentor and bring in these young guns that aren't fully aware of their potential yet. I think it could really stem us to go in that next step. Being consistently back in the top 4, back in finals, potentially winning finals. And just having that rebuild together. I think that's genuinely what we've been missing. I think Henderson and Welbeck would be quality for that. We just need another goalkeeper. And to be honest, I'd be looking at Emi Martinez, Pickford. Bit of a shame we're going to miss out on Trafford, but those players as such.
Sam, you can't have too many old uns in the camp, though. A couple, I think, I get it.
No,
but you can't have 6 or 7. There's too many.
No, but one in like every area of the pitch. So your goalkeeper, your defence, your midfield, your attack. Just one. Just so the young lads have got someone to look at and go, right, he's had 35 goals over the last 2 seasons in Welbeck,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's accurate, but it sounds like it. But do you know what I mean? To go, yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
I think your idea. I think there's something, Sam, in your idea with that. But if you've got Andy mentioned earlier about why don't you have people on the backroom staff, then you would. Then that's when you might have a player that's just retired with a good reputation, blah, blah, who you could bring in and you think, yeah, he can add something in terms of on Monday or Friday to that to the boys around him. But you can't bring in 6 or 7 old and 34s, 35s. That's never going to work.
For more on this, let's bring in writer, broadcaster, co-host of the Sunday edition, the wonderful Henry Winter joins us now. Good morning, Henry.
Morning, Henry.
Morning, guys. How are we?
We're good, man. Thanks so much for you looking very well. Thanks for coming on. Listen, Henry, you've said before that the game has moved on from the Jordan Hendersons of this world. At 35, do you think he can offer them something that they perhaps don't have at the moment? Can he step up? Can he drive this Chelsea midfield?
I mean, this is what Thomas Tuchel, former Chelsea coach, was trying to do with Henderson, or his logic of taking Henderson to the World Cup. And you would watch the training or the elements that we were allowed to watch, and you would see Henderson there, and he was very much driving it. And you would see the coaches look at Henderson and go, right, now we step it up in individual parts of the training. So absolutely off the pitch, I can see his influence. I mean, we all know Jordan, he's an absolute top pro. The Danny Welbeck element, I can see him having an influence on the pitch because it's an area up front as an understudy to João Pedro, who he obviously knows from Brighton, of him actually sort of playing a part on the pitch. Was it 13 Premier League goals he got last season, one of the top English goal scorers. So I can see that influence. I mean, from a broader perspective, Chelsea have lacked this type of leader since Thiago Silva left. I mean, he was a brilliant defensive organiser, but he was a brilliant leader as well. And I think this is ultimately about leadership. I would slightly worry if you're waking up as an academy coach today and you're thinking, well, hang on a sec, where is the pathway for some of our younger players? And they've got some fantastic young talents at Chelsea. But maybe if they learn from Henderson and Welbeck, there is a benefit there.
Yeah, Henry, you've got to let someone like Jordan Henderson, you've got to let him have his voice. You got to allow him in the dressing room to stand up and say what he feels. Otherwise, then I don't quite get that. I think to just bring him in because he's got a load of experience, and I think you've got to allow someone like that to influence others around him with his voice.
Andy, I can promise you there's no question about that with Jordan Henderson. I mean, we saw it during lockdown. He was the loudest person out there. I mean, I've heard it in England games, in England training. Jordan Henderson is not a shy, retiring type. So absolutely, he will demand standards. But I don't see how he contributes really on the field. Maybe coming on in games. Then he's not going to replace Moises Caicedo. No. Reece James can play in that role as well. So, yeah, I think it's about leadership.
Henry, do you think bringing 2 players like this with so much experience in tells you there's a big problem in the dressing room?
Well, that's a big problem. I mean, that's sort of debatable, but I think certainly we've seen that they've lacked leadership. Also, we come off the back of a World Cup where we celebrated and said farewell to some amazing talents in their late 30s, i.e. younger than Welbeck and Henderson. You look at Modric, his standards. Messi, was he 38, 39? I'm not comparing them as players or their quality, but I do think the players, and Andy will know this well, players look after themselves so well. And if you know Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck, I went down to see Herzler towards the end of the season at Brighton's training ground, and Danny Welbeck was in that amazing canteen they've got there, which is like sort of 5-star dining. And, there's not an ounce of fat on him. I mean, these guys just really look after themselves. So age, to an extent, is a number. And certainly the numbers with Danny Welbeck, what he can contribute with the occasional goal coming off the bench. And he's such a pro. There'll be no sort of ego and issue with him sort of starting on the bench and then occasionally replacing João Pedro in games. I do see the logic with him.
Henry, is Danny out of contract?
I think they both go as frees, don't they?
Do they?
I mean,
they are.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know whether he's out of contract or whether there was going to be a fee involved. Again, free transfers. I honestly
sorry, with
think
Welbeck, last March, if memory serves, he triggered a year because of his performances. So, and Henderson is obviously going a year early, and Brentford because they admire him and they can see the sort of logic of him wanting to do that move. I mean, what I quite like is they want to keep playing. I mean, I spoke to Jordan Henderson, and it talks about, are you going to do your coaching badges? And I think there will be an element of that with the 2 of them in the background, and you might see them popping up in the academy, taking some of the younger training sessions as part of their coaching experience. Because with all that experience, you want them to stay in the game.
There were rumblings that Liam Delap might go on loan to Ipswich. Do you think a player like Danny Welbeck coming in is another reason why he might stay at the club and learn from him?
Liam Delap needs to move. I mean, it was a strange move because he was going to struggle. I can understand the financial move, and you never want to begrudge a young player that. But the way his career was developing at Ipswich, promotion, under 21s, talked about as Harry Kane's long-term successor, that's all gone by the wayside. 1 or 2 injuries, but it's about opportunity for players at young age. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson would always say to his young players, play the minutes and the money, the rewards will come. And I think what Liam Delap needs to do if he wants to get his career back on track is go somewhere and just play. He's not going to start ahead of João Pedro, and I can't see Alonso playing 2 up front. So absolutely, I think he needs to move.
Henry, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on. You're looking well.
Pleasure. Enjoy the ice creams.
Thanks.
Another talkSPORT scoop.
Do you know?
Oh,
he's
very
good.
good.
He's
sharp.
That's why. That's why he's a writer, broadcaster, and co-host of the Sunday edition. Henry Winter. Do you know, it does make me want an ice cream now, and I didn't want one when we started the show. They sell them down on 14, you know.
Do they really?
Yeah,
That's lovely. Do you know, Andy, on our monitor here?
Yes.
Just seeing a few of Vinny Jr.'s goals in the white of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, he would excite
Oh my God, on the left as well for them. That's their problem area, right?
Excite them,
It'd be great. Coming up, Matt Troon bit back, apparently, it's Simon Jordan's controversial tweet about AJ and Pringer's 2-round bout. You'll hear a bit more about that. When we come back, it's 16 minutes past 7. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Vinicius Jr. I'll read this from the Telegraph Sport, their sports pull-out this morning. Dom King writes, Arsenal prepared to offer Brazilian forward Vini Jr. the biggest contract in the club's history as they plot to outline their soaring ambition. He currently commands a weekly salary, 400,000 euros a week at Madrid, but Arsenal would look to improve that to maximise their chances of pulling off an audacious coup. It kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it, boys, on Saturday afternoon. He's got a year left on his deal at Real Madrid. Arsenal exploring the possibility, Troy, of signing Vinny Jr. Is it going to happen? And if it does happen, where does this rank in Premier League history in terms of biggest coups for the Premier League, not just Arsenal?
If it did happen, it would be amazing for the Premier League to have a superstar on that level in terms of global appeal, blah, 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 all that stuff. I don't like it.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't think it suits the way that Arsenal play. I don't think his personality suits Arteta.
What do you mean his personality?
I think he's a massive diva in regard to like what he wants, what he needs. And I don't think he would buy into the collective. And now that would be something new for Arteta to have to deal with, right? Because he's all about the group. So how do you have Saka on one side, who's the captain, has done everything right, and then you bring in this guy and go, oh, by the way, everyone, give him the ball. And you have to keep giving him the ball. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 20 minutes past 7. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. 2 Andys today, Goldstein and Townsend alongside. What a week, by the way. What a week of breakfast shows we've got coming up for you. We have been getting this exclusive access to Nottingham Forest's wonderful pre-season training base in Portugal. Here's our man and resident Forest fan, Matt Scott, to tell us more.
Morning guys, how you doing? I'm just getting myself ready to head to Portugal because Nottingham Forest, my beloved Forest, have invited us at talkSPORT over to their pre-season training camp under Oliver Glasner to sit down with him.
Oliver Glasner walks away as a winner.
Club captain Ryan Yates and star man Morgan Gibbs-White.
Oh, it's kept alive here. Oh, it's 3. Morgan Gibbs-White from the knockdown.
They're going to be speaking exclusively to us on talkSPORT across Wednesday, Thursday on The Breakfast Show. And then I'll be put through my paces to get a little bit of a sample about what an Oliver Glasner pre-season is like. I'll be doing a bleak test in the 35-degree Portugal heat and then doing some fun stuff with some of the players as well around that. All that's coming up on talkSPORT over the next couple of days.
Living the dream he is. Don't miss it. That's talkSPORT's Breakfast Show, bringing you an exclusive insight into Oliver Glasner's first pre-season training with Forest. It's live on your radio tomorrow and Thursday morning from 6. And Thursday, I'll have Forest in England legend Stuart Pearce alongside me. Talk to superstars. It's the other end of that scale. It's time now for our coffee break.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
Sam and I just questioned that, but I mean...
It's just no need, Sam.
Sorry, if Stuart Pearce is there...
Yeah, no
disrespect, you're not.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
not. I'm not.
What's funny, though, is you kind of like come in with this insult to bring me in, but then we have to play a stab, and it feels like kind of ruins the
because
momentum.
people are wait. No, people are waiting. They're just about to get out of the car and going, "Oh, I'll wait to hear who the insult is about."
Yeah.
And that's you.
No, I'm saying you gave... Oh, I see. I think they probably know by now that it's me, don't they?
Fine.
Given that, you know...
Do you know Oliver Glasner, right?
No.
Nor do I. But he's got an annoying habit, and there's a lot of managers, coaches nowadays that do this, right? When the game's going on, if a player gives the ball, Tuchel does it all the time. Yeah. They turn round.
Yeah.
So they don't watch the game when they don't see something they don't like, or players giving the ball away. They turn round and they're facing the guys now sat on the bench, their staff, support team around them, flapping their arms up and down, shaking their head, cussing and cursing and doing whatever they do, whilst the game's going on around them. And they're telling a member of staff what player X out there on the field hasn't done or has done. Why don't you just tell him and keep your eye on the game?
Can I throw another one that happens in another sport that I cannot get my head around? Every single tennis player does it. They will hit the worst shot of all time. It goes miles out. And 99% of the time, their immediate reaction is to turn to their box and shout to someone in their own box. And I'm like, maybe occasionally fine, but don't keep hitting bad shots and shouting at your coach.
You know, it's funny you say it. You know what also annoys me is when people don't get to the level they should and they say they've got a baby on the way. What are we doing, Sam? What have we got for us?
Poor Adam P.T.
I'm
Ramsey,
joking,
he's this
guy
is a sporting legend, you know, and he's just...
I can only apologise.
He's just...
There you go.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, he does have a child on the way.
No, should be good. Want to bring you some fallout and some of the reaction on talkSPORT yesterday to the AJ fight from Saturday night. I'm sure we all know what happened by now against Christian Prenga. He was knocked on his backside inside 20 seconds. He had a bad first round, but second round, before you know it, AJ won the fight. Simon Jordan, his tweet from Saturday night has caused a lot of attention for those that missed it. He said, not having that AJ fight, dropped twice, sets the tempo. How's that? Prenga totally different in the second, something not quite right, all designed to rinse a maximum amount of money. Lots of reactions to that yesterday on talkSPORT, including from the former boxer Pauli Malianagi. He kind of agrees with Simon Jordan.
A lot of powerful people make a lot of money if you make AJ versus Fury. So is it possible that somebody whispered into the Prenga corner? Is it? I'm just giving a conspiracy theory to you. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
This is what we want to hear, Paulie. This is what we want to hear.
It's funny. These things sound outlandish until they come to light. If sometimes you get caught and it comes to light. I'm not saying this is what happened, but from the way it looked, possibly somebody went into the Prenga corner and said, "Hey, man, listen, you've never made any real money in your life. You know, if you go easy in the second round and then let us make our money, maybe we'll throw you $100,000 extra or something. Whatever it is that he makes."
Absolute garbage, that is.
I didn't hear a word he said there.
He said...
Zippy.
Sorry, what was his name?
Oh, yeah,
Powley.
sorry, Paulie. Yeah, sorry, Paulie.
By the way, that's absolute garbage.
Yeah.
That anyone would go up to him while he's sat on his stall at the end of the first round and go, if you've only thought you're great. Madness that is to suggest that.
You like my analogy I said to you yesterday. It's almost like I saw it as like when a League Two team plays a Premier League team in the FA Cup.
I love that.
And occasionally they can go 1-0 up, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, maybe we're going to see the biggest shock in football history. The Premier League team almost a little bit like, wow, what's happened here? Okay, let's kick ourselves into gear. And 20 minutes later, they're winning 4-1. Is that not kind of what happened on
That's
Saturday
bang
night?
on the money.
Sounds spot on to me, Sam. That.
Let's hear from Matchroom, shall we? Frank Smith, Barry Hearn, both speaking with talkSPORT yesterday.
Let's not mention Simon Jordan's name, shall we? But, you know, I mean, to say there's something not right there, I mean, come on, get yourself a decent toy in your pram, boy. You know, I mean, when you get whacked by someone, you don't, what do you say, it's fixed or something, or what? You know, come on.
From what he's written, what he's suggesting is that the fight was in some way, I guess what he's trying to say is fixed.
Yeah.
So you think AJ got knocked down twice to then get back up and finish it like that? I mean, I was actually getting on with Simon Jordan for quite a while, but he does he does always find his way back into saying something stupid, doesn't he?
I agree with both of them, boys.
Again, it's look,
I think what
very difficult to do that. I don't care what sport it is; it's very difficult to do.
Troy made a very good point yesterday. It was one of those heat of the moment things where you just pick up your phone and go, da, and send it.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, you probably go, maybe not actually.
Also, bad week for Simon to have off. Do you not think? Like, he's dropped that bombshell on Saturday night, talkSPORT Simon Jordan.
Listen,
everyone's speaking about him, and he's nowhere to be seen.
He's loving it. Let me tell you now, he's absolutely loving it. He's
Do you think?
Sat in his Marbella mansion.
Yeah.
Probably drinking a cocktail, listening to this, smiling and smirking, loving every minute. We're all talking about him.
Yeah.
Loves it.
I think he might have a break from talkSPORT, though. He might be in the Marbella mansion. I think he might have like a week away from talkSPORT, though. I'm not sure he's listening to us.
Oh.
No, we're good, and people will be listening.
No.
He'll
He'll have his phone on. He'll have his phone on.
Yeah.
He'll be well aware. Jim White would have gone, Simon, fantastic. He would have told him.
Not the best Jim White impression, by the way. Like, lots of people in this office.
Go on then.
No, I can't do one, so I won't try one.
You can't.
No, but I'm not going to try and do one. You did one and did it badly, so I wouldn't do it.
I will only do impressions badly.
Yeah. Andy, are you excited for AJ Fury?
Which Andy?
The one I'm looking at.
Right. I will definitely watch it, Sam. Am I excited about it? Not really.
No.
I just said to Andy, look, so it's a long time ago now when those two boys were in their pomp. AJ, his best moment was Klitschko.
Yeah.
Fury, the Wilder trilogy. I thought in the first couple of fights in particular, I thought he was great at that point. That's a long time ago now. It feels like a long time ago. So, and does it really damage legacy-wise, I think, whoever loses this fight? Because they're not, and everyone knows they're not what they once were, and they're not where they would like to be. It's just a fight they're going to put on. Surely as well, Sam, it's got to happen here. It's got to be at Wembley.
You think after all the years we've had to wait for this fight between two of our very, very, very best.
Yeah. I don't get how they can make more money pay-per-view wise if it's in America. I don't understand that. Like, if it's over here, it's going to be the perfect time for us to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're the big. I don't know how much the American audience would be looking forward to that fight, but I know we would.
Yeah. Oh, there'd be massive amount of intrigue about it. I would absolutely 100% pay whatever it is we've got to pay. I mean, I don't know how much. What are they? 30 quid now normally for a fight on pay-per-view?
Yeah, give or take.
It's about that, and it's normally.
Yeah. Or just listen to it on talkSPORT if we get it. Hopefully,
of course.
You know, just do that, right?
Well, it's free then, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go. Happy days.
And what's free in this world? Huh?
Very little, my son.
Very little.
Yes.
Is that it? You done now for the day?
Yeah, I'm done on breakfast for the day, yeah.
Oh, where are you off to now?
No, so I'm doing
your invoices.
I'm doing.
First thing he does is he's going to go and get his gear ready for the morning.
Yeah, I'm going to go home and put my T-shirt on the. I'm doing a podcast this afternoon.
Who you did that for?
The cricket podcast. How's that for a pod? It'll be available.
Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you, Andy. But it's a weird one because we start recording at about 1 o'clock,
right?
And it's 7:30 now, so it's too long to stay in the office, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got to spend an hour to get home for a couple of hours to come back in. You know.
Can you go to a gym? Can you go to a park? Go to a museum?
Go to a park.
Yeah.
Do what in the park?
Whippy.
Got some great parks in London.
And do what? What am I going to do in the park for 4 hours?
Feed the ducks. Throw yourself in the lake. I don't care.
No.
Well, you go to a museum.
Am I?
No, I'm asking you. Why don't you go to?
Oh no, I've just been told I'm doing 8:15 here apparently. So I'll see you in 8:15.
When you say have I, only you and the producer know that conversation.
Yeah, no, but you do that a lot though. You kind of have production meetings with yourself on air.
Is he? I know he is. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we'll see you in 45 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nice one, Sam.
Cheers, Andy.
Go to a museum. London's a beautiful place.
There's some
Explore
good
it.
museums, actually. He does have a point.
Yeah.
Some galleries. Go to an art.
I went to the book depository in Dallas.
Oh, tell us about that when we come out. I need to talk to you about JFK. That'd be good. You been there?
No.
You've never been out of the country.
Yeah.
That was. I know you have. I'm joking. Your defence, I have.
Yeah, I promise you have. Yeah.
I'll show you.
I can show you pictures. Yeah.
More from the brilliant Sam in about 45 minutes. That's all thanks to Costa Express. Coming up, could Vinicius Jr. and Diamante's future be linked due to the fact they share an agent? We'll ask super agent Sky Andrew next.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
It should be a case of will we buy him, not, more will he buy into our club's ethos and the family feel? You cannot upset the dressing room vibe for anyone, no matter their reputation or their credentials.
So are you suggesting that if he comes to your club, he will upset the dressing room?
Not if we've done due diligence and Arteta talks to the man, not the footballer. But I promise you one thing, as a little bit of an aside and maybe a little bit tongue-in-cheek, if we do sign him, see just how quickly he becomes the most average winger in the world.
Dave, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You say that interview the man. When have you ever known anyone to not buy into it before they've got in the building? So if you're Vinny Jr., you're going to put best foot forward, right? I'll buy in, Gaffer. I'll do all of these things. It's more worrying for me once he's in the building. I think the way that Arsenal won it was as a team and as a collective. And then if you add this superstar in, who, as Real Madrid have found out, will only defend when he wants to, will only play a formation that he wants to play, I think it causes so much more problems than it's worth.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Good morning, everyone. It's 7:35. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend, alongside and Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals. Score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. You've got a Costa coffee next to you, but no biscuit to dunk it in.
No biscuit.
I can't have a tea or coffee nowadays without a biscuit to dunk in.
And again, I think the biscuit is very much weather related.
Weather permitted.
Weather permitted. If it's very hot out,
That's
which
so
it has been
weird.
lately,
That's so
then I have to swerve the biscuit as well. Whereas in the winter, oh my goodness.
You're looking good though, man.
Well, I've tried.
An hour in the gym every day when you were away for the World Cup.
I did an hour every day for 40 days.
We need a little World Cup section, actually. An hour every day for 40 days. That is insane.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You look great, Anne.
Well, thank you.
look really good.
I do enjoy going, but I know, and it's one of those things, when you get into it, because all I'm doing, I'm doing the matches and I'm going to a gym or I'm going back to my hotel to have a kip, whatever you want to do when you're away. When you come back, as much as you want to go at the gym, every day is hard, isn't it?
It is.
You just, there's
I
always
bet,
something
I bet
gets
the
in the way.
endorphins kicked in. You felt great, right?
Oh, I felt all right.
Yeah.
Felt all right.
Yeah, I need to get back into that. Right, English football. This is bizarre, by the way. If you've not heard, this is very, I think, nuts. English football will implement a trial to try to eradicate the goalkeeper's tactical timeout this season. Sports reader Charlie Pritchard has more on it.
English football will implement a trial to try to eradicate the goalkeeper tactical timeout this season. The FA, Premier League, EFL, National League and WSL have agreed on the measure, with permission granted by the International Football Association Board. If a referee signals that the physio can come on to treat a goalkeeper, that team's manager will have 10 seconds to nominate another player to leave the pitch for 1 minute after play has restarted, telling the fourth official of their choice. If no player has been selected within 10 seconds, then the captain must leave the field. The first game to feature the trial will be the Carabao Cup preliminary round tie between Tranmere and Rochdale on Saturday.
Right, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Football is not broken. Stop trying to fix it. That's one of the most ridiculous rules I've ever heard of.
Sounded a bit convoluted and a bit... For what is actually a bit of a wind-up, Andy, there is a wind-up when goalies...
Yep.
I mean, the biggest ones, when they come and catch it under no pressure, and then they just drop to the floor. Don't they? Just drop to...
Yeah.
Load of goalies do that.
But this is... You're only going to have a player taken off for a minute if the referee thinks your goalkeeper is feigning injury, right?
I was going to say...
If it's a real injury...
Has he prove it?
How's he prove it? How do you do that? It's just another ridiculous rule. Goalkeeper goes down clutching his knee.
Yeah.
Right, or clutching his calf, right?
Yeah.
That might be cramp.
Puts his hand up, and all of a sudden, on they come. There's water being given to all the other players. There's a message going in, message going there. And it breaks the momentum of the game up, which is why they adopt those sort of tactics. But I'm with you. Trying to prove it is very, very
You're going to have a manager, right, that's going to be put under that or in that position.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to get rid of a player on his team. They'll concede a goal.
Yeah.
And after the manager go, and they'll prove it, my goalkeeper was injured. I spoke to my physio, this shouldn't have happened. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
All they're doing is creating more problems for themselves. They're just not understanding how football works.
No. Whilst we're on that subject, very quickly, do you mind if during the summer, right, in the World Cup, and I enjoyed watching the World Cup. I enjoyed it. But there's the scourge of modern day football is the cheap foul, the soft foul.
The touch.
The foul that is given on the halfway line for nothing. The foul when the defender is kind of facing the wrong way in a little bit of trouble towards the corner flag, and someone just happens to lean on him a fraction and he crumples in a heap and the ref blows a whistle straight away and stops the game. If we stop giving them those stupid fouls for next to nothing, right, then it'll be VAR will no longer start looking for two toes coming together in the penalty area. I firmly believe this. And what do we call it when you start one of those hashtag things? A trend.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's just hashtag. You call it hashtag.
I'd like to start one. Get up, get on with it.
I like that.
Right?
I do like that.
Get up, get on with it. Stop.
Hashtag get up, get on with it.
Get up, get on with the game. Let's just get on with the game. And there's so many players now taking tactical fouls, whether it's a goalie, and stopping the game. And the referees keep blowing the whistle. And I'm sitting there thinking, how many fans, when they're watching, Andy, how many times in a game, when you're watching a game, do you go, he hasn't touched him? What are you blowing for, ref? There's no foul there.
Yeah.
It was
I
never
know
a
exactly.
foul.
A lot of players, they lean back into someone, and then when they're touched, they go forward and go down. You are right. Hashtag get up, get on with it.
Get up, get on with it. And I tell
Love
you,
that.
they'll make the referees. We want to see a game that kind of goes from one end to the other, not stopped in the middle because of something very, very innocuous. And I honestly think the referees would have a far easier job. They make the VAR guys' job far easier if they stop giving these stupid free kicks.
That's your camera over there because the people on social media will love this. Why don't you look down the barrel,
I'll look
say your
straight down that
hashtag
barrel.
as well, and then they'll post it.
Hashtag get up, get on with it. And I think that will be absolutely brilliant for the game.
Hold on, sorry, that's not your camera. I don't know.
Oh, hang on.
Try that
Which
one
one's
there.
my
Try
camera?
that one there.
Right, this one over
That's
here.
it. That's the one. Yeah, take that one.
Hashtag get up, get on with it. Okay, get off the floor, get on with the game, and I think we'll all have a better spectacle for it. Thank you very much.
You can have your son if you want. 03717223344. Hashtag get up.
Too many soft.
Get on with it. I like it. We're going to get on with the show now. In fact, we'll go back to Vinicius Junior, linked, as we know, to Arsenal. Real Madrid have just agreed a deal with RB Leipzig for Diamande. And here's the twist. Both wingers share the same agency. So, by the way, look at the switchboard going nuts. This is an actual ongoing transfer, or is it just contract leverage by the Brazilian winger? To help us make any sense of this, let's bring in top football agent Sky Andrew. Good morning, Sky. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. Sometimes I forget how long I've been in this business. Then they say to really?
Still got mortgages. That's the problem. Trust me, I'd rather be on a beach.
I haven't. I'm just putting it out there, mate.
Oh, the day where I could say that would be amazing. Right, Sky, we've got lots to talk to you about. Let's talk about this Vinny Junior scenario. Actually looking to leave Real Madrid, or is his agent just playing the game for a bigger deal?
Do you know what? Rock Nation, when they first came into football, no one really took them seriously. But now they are serious players in football. When they talk about, they've got Diamande, they've got Vinny Junior, they've got Martinelli, Paqueta. They're serious players. But obviously, the smart game to play here is to leave your options open and to see who's going to come and give you the money. I mean, at that level, football's gone crazy. Do you know, these 100 million plus deals and the wages, what the fans got to understand is these numbers now are getting on to €1 million a week, the cost.
Yeah.
If you buy a player for 100 million and you say to the selling club, okay, we'll pay you over 5 years, it's still 20 million a year. And then you've got to give them 20, 30 million in wages. I mean, that's heading towards £1 million a week.
Yeah.
And when I started in the game, I wasn't sure whether that was going to happen. But now it's happening more and more and more.
Yeah.
And clubs have got to be very careful about their PSR because they're spending so much money, but they're now looking at free transfers like Jordan Henderson and other players.
Sky, give us an idea, right? An idea. And I know you don't want to give away too much information on something like this. Give us an idea. £100 million transfer. What's an agent earn out of that, roughly?
So basically, what an agent is supposed to earn, that's what you could say morally, is a percentage of the player's gross annual income, or what the player earns, with the exception of bonuses. But these days, agents are structuring deals to earn more and more money. So out of a deal for 100 million, it depends what the agent has said to the buying club. Sometimes agents go to the buying club and say, how much do you want for the player? You want 80 million. Okay, if I get you 100 million, then, I want this. Yeah. With the situation with Vinny, I mean, this looks like he's trying to get a better deal at Real Madrid. And some fans will say, well, how much money do you want to earn? But at that level, it's all relative. These guys are earning 300-400 grand a week. If they can get $500,000, they're going to go for it.
When you're an agent and you've got two, in this situation, you've got Vinny and Diamande, and they share the same agent, how much power does a shared agency actually hold in these massive deals? Because it seems like a horrific scenario for the club to have to deal with one agent about two players.
Well, it's a problem for the agent because you've got two players, similar position, similar level, the players are going to be looking at each other and saying, well, who are you looking after? Who's your priority? You looking after me or you looking after the other player? But I suppose the good thing for Rock Nation is that the players are wanted by so many clubs that whatever happens, they're going to get a great deal. But as I said, once we start edging towards that £1 million a week cost to clubs, the PSR is going to be a problem.
Yep. I've just been told this. Sim just mentioned Martinelli. Is he part of that agency as well, Sky?
He is, yeah.
He is, yeah. So that's, again, there's potentially another facet to that. If Vinny Jr. comes to Arsenal, there might be another opportunity for this agency to have someone else going out the door.
Yeah, I bet you don't have a mortgage, do you, Sky?
Listen, I know the Rock Nation guys haven't got a mortgage. I think they've just got a team of wingers.
Yeah.
I think that if you're a winger and you want to go for 100 million, you go to Rock Nation.
Yeah. Sky, thanks so much for your time, pal. You're looking well. Good to speak to you again.
Thank you, Sky.
See you soon.
Guys, cheers, guys.
Thanks, man. There you go, football agent Sky Andrew. You know what I find nuts? I find this absolutely insane. I've got an agent, right? Most people, if not all people in our industry, have got an agent. And the way it works is when my contract comes up for renewal, my agent would do the work for me, and I will pay my agent a percentage of whatever I pay.
Yes.
In football, the club pays the agent. I've never understood that.
Yeah, there's been there's a few players have had problems with HMRC and stuff like that over that very issue. It's quite contentious, I think.
But why would I just don't get why the club would even...
some clubs...
If he's your agent and he's doing a deal, you pay him.
There are clubs, Andy, that will turn around and say, listen, we're paying you enough, you sort your agent out.
Okay, that's how it should be.
That's down to you. But Sky alluded to there's all sorts that goes on in this business.
But do you not think if Manchester United said, we're never paying an agent's fee, if a player comes to us, the player... I understand that...
Does that then preclude United from possibly getting the best players?
Well, that's the problem, right? You can't find up the agent when we want this player.
Yeah,
I get that.
And that is what every club is always fearing, that potentially those players, if you have a policy like that, which morally is sound, if you have something like that and you stick to it, then does that then mean that Man United, no, they don't ring them, they ring Man City instead? And that's always the case with agents and clubs. Clubs moan about agents. I mean, I've heard Simon going on about on his show with Jim about agents so many times. But listen, clubs are ringing agents morning, noon and night, wanting to know about player A and wanting to know whether or not there's a chance of them getting him. And they've heard that this player's going there. Can we get involved in that? We'd like to sign him. So look, it's a murky old business in lots of ways, but the football clubs themselves as well get involved with agents an awful lot. And if they don't, they miss out. As simple as that.
Still to come on the Breakfast Show.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more in-store or online as a trade account holder and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
Darts music. We're playing this because a brand new Netflix live event will give amateur dart players the chance to beat Luke Littler. I think they get £501,000 if they beat him. We'll ask legendary voice of darts, Russ Bray, whether anyone will actually do that or can.
You're not bad at darts.
I'm quite bad at darts.
Oh, are you, Andy?
Yeah. In my head, I'm good, but in
I used to
actuality...
see you and Benty, you're always playing out there.
Yeah, we're never good.
Really? Is Benty any good?
He thinks he's good, but he's no good.
What do you mean thinks he's good, but he's no good?
We got beat by Natalie Sawyer in the first round of the World Darts Championship.
Yeah, but Nat could be good.
No, she's never thrown a dart in her life. No, honestly, that's genuine. That's how bad he is. He had an hockey built in his basement so we could play. I swear, and I'll show you a picture, mate. It's like an hockey that you'd see at the World Championship.
Really?
And he was playing every night. He had a trainer. He had someone come over his house who was a dart expert. He had all these darts up. Useless. That's why he's turned to paddle.
I was going to say he's into his paddle now, isn't he?
Yeah. That was our breakfast preview with the wonderful people at Travis Perkins.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Want to win a brand new Ford Ranger? Just spend £100 or more using your Travis Perkins trade account to enter into the draw. T's and C's apply.
You get the big money coming in from the Middle Eastern state. It comes in and you think to yourself, this is us now. Yeah. We're rocking and rolling. We're going to be spending
And
this.
it hasn't happened that way.
Well, it can't happen like that because of the financial rules connected
They put
to
a
football.
cap on it at the wrong time for them.
Right. So they got handcuffed. They got all this dough, but they got handcuffs and they can't do X, Y, and Z. But when players are going out for fees and stuff, then obviously that needs to be reinvested, and you need to obviously reinvest it wisely enough to be able to strengthen the side and be able to kick the side on. Eddie Howe's done a wonderful job getting them into the Champions League. They've won trophies now up there, doing absolutely fantastic stuff. Do you believe that there will be a point? Maybe even now, maybe even it's before the season starts. Is there a point now where he's thinking to himself, hang on a minute, this ain't for me, I'm going in a different direction?
Yeah, but because look, what players can they attract now? What players can they attract? You look at it, can they attract because they got the money, could they attract Diomande? Probably not. Could they attract even could they attract Rashford? From
Welcome back to the Breakfast Show. It's 7:52. Good morning, everyone. Andy Goldstein, Andy Townsend. Lucy's turned up, by the way. I just want to point out she's early today. I made a joke, yes, and it was a joke that she was late, but she's never late. She's always early. She's amazing. So if management are listening, I was joking yesterday.
So
All right,
you've got someone in trouble.
Got her in trouble, yeah.
You've had a pop at Sam earlier.
Oh no, that's a gimme. You meant to do that, yeah. But Lucy's like Lucy literally is the sunrise in the office. She walks in, big smile. Are you ever in a mood, Lucy? Ever? She comes in. Good morning, everyone. Would anyone like a cup of tea or coffee? She's amazing. She's fantastic. So she's always here early. She's always early. She's great.
Brilliant.
Never a bad word.
I agree with you.
Now, before the break, Andy Townsend tried to get a new hashtag trending.
Come on.
Can you remind everyone what it was?
Yeah. What is it? Oh, yeah. Hashtag get up, get on with it. And I'm talking to players who keep going down for when they hardly get touched. When there's virtually no contact, they fall over and the refs keep blowing a whistle and stopping the game. Can we bin that, guys? Right. And get back to seeing something a little bit
We've had a great reaction.
Reminiscent of what Premier League football has always been about.
We've had a great reaction. The switchboard has lit up like a Christmas tree.
Thank you.
Kevin, I think, is it Kevin or Kelvin? Kelvin, excuse me, he's a Spurs fan. Morning, Kelvin.
Morning, guys. Great show as always.
Thank you, man.
Morning, Kelvin.
Well, I mean, you, along with hundreds of people, phoned talkSPORT the minute Andy came out with his hashtag, get up, get on with it. Why did you phone up?
Well, two reasons, really. Number one, yeah, like you say, you know, watching the World Cup, as soon as anybody got near a defender, as you said, they backed into them and then threw themselves to the floor like they'd been shot. You know, I mean, my neighbour's 3-year-old could probably defend harder than most of those did. But the other one's the goalkeeper situation.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it is a stupid rule. I agree with you 100%. This business of sending somebody off for a minute. Easiest way to resolve this is if the goalkeeper goes down, injured, whether it's feigned or whether it's genuine, both teams, the other 10 players, have to gather on the edge of the centre circle. If they go to the manager gets a red card. Physios can come on, they can treat them, whether it's false or not. It'll soon stop it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. Right? The big problem, thanks for your call, Kevin, the big problem about a goalkeeper going down is the fact they walk over to the touchline and they get messages from the manager. That is a bit ridiculous. But here's the thing. If your goalkeeper goes down and he goes down for 4 minutes,
Yep.
It's very, very simple. Very simple. Stop the clock.
Yep, stop the clock. You can do that, Andy. I get that. What about when defenders are now heading the ball away, right?
What do you mean?
When defenders head the ball away and then they hit the floor, holding their head, because it's a head injury, ref has to stop the game.
I've never seen that. What? What? There's no challenge. You just head the ball and fall on the floor.
Head the ball away and fall on the floor. I've seen it loads of
No one's
times.
ever seen that.
Andy.
Right, let's ask Carl, right? Liverpool fan. Morning, Carl.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Carl, we're good. Have you ever seen a defender not challenged, head a ball, and then just drop down?
I can't remember it ever happening, no.
And I think you just made
Well, mate, no, I haven't made that up at all. How many times do you see a team under the cosh last 10 minutes, all of a sudden the ball comes in the box, someone heads it away. Yeah, he might get a little nudge in the back or he shoulder to shoulder. Heads it away, goes down holding his face. Come on, everybody has seen that. And the referee nowadays is obliged to stop the game, blow the whistle, because there's potentially a head injury. When the whole world knows there's no head injury. There is. We all know a head injury when we see one. When two players are going for a ball and they collide, bang heads, of course you stop the game. But too many of these, we're allowing too many of these little things to creep into our game, and it's spoiling it, and it's ruining it, and it's making VAR a lot harder, I'm telling you.
Carl?
Yes, well, my point is I fully agree with doing something about the goalkeepers, but I don't think it's gone far enough. My suggestion would be, if the goalkeeper goes down and the referee doesn't think it's a genuine injury, send the goalkeeper off for 5 minutes,
right,
and make them bring on their second goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And if this happens from the 80th minute onwards, if their goalkeeper goes down, that replacement goalkeeper comes in.
And he has to stay on.
And he stays on for the rest of the full time and any injury time.
It's not a bad shout.
I think that would completely stop it, because they won't want potentially 15 minutes, including injury time.
Good point.
Your second string goalkeeper when you're hanging on for a 1-0.
I hear what you're saying. Thanks for your call. I hear what you're saying. I just think that would go on and on and on. If a goalkeeper goes down with a bit of cramp and needs a bit of treatment, you don't want your second choice goalkeeper coming on.
No, but don't get cramp with 10 minutes to go.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Well, how's a goalie get cramp?
Get up, body. Why don't we take more calls about this when we come back?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, 03717223344. No, your job's still not done yet, Andy, in this hour. We're going to turn our attention now to a bit of athletics after his emotional response to coming third in the 100 metres on Sunday. Adam Ramsey, PT, claimed another bronze in the 50 metres breaststroke at the Commonwealth Games yesterday. Join us now for more on this. It's a very good morning to the 2022 gold medal winner and TNT sports pundit, the brilliant Delicious Ori joins us. Delicious, good morning to you.
Good morning. Do you know that football chat that you're having? You should get them doing the boxing.
Hold on, go on. What do you
Come
mean?
on,
Elaborate.
expand on that, Delicious. Tell us.
So extra curriculum, I don't know, boxing, football training sessions. Get them to do a boxing session rather than an S&C or something.
I think
Toughen them up a bit.
I think we're trying to get rid of violence in sport. You're adding to it.
Boxing's not violent. Come on.
It is if you get hit in the face first. If you don't get hit, it's not at all. Listen, we've got loads to catch up with you with in the next couple of minutes. Let's start with Adam Peaty, chap, because it's very emotional. Can you, understandably so, can you sympathise with him?
I mean, I can. You know, at the end of the day, he's a reigning champ. Getting that, he's getting consistent gold medals and getting that bronze. It must be tough to accept. It's, I really like Adam because he's very reflective. He's very honest with himself. It'll be interesting to see what he does off the back of this. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that.
Yeah. Tell us, Delicious, have you seen any boxers that have sort of caught your eye? Because usually in the Commonwealth Games, we start to see some talents unearthed, and we start to see some guys that hopefully we'll be watching a lot over the next few years. Anyone in particular caught your eye?
Yeah, so the Commonwealth Games is a great stepping stone. I mean, look, I speak for myself as well. It was a great launching pad into the boxing scene, and I've been telling this English boxers, take advantage of it. People are watching. All right, you were amazing anyway. Show it to the people. There's a few. I mean, I can list the home nations. So you've got Team Wales. You've got Owen Harris-Allen. He's fantastic boxing at lightweight. You've got so Team England. I'm going to give you two. All right, I'm going to give you Ruby White. Have you guys heard of Ruby White yet?
No, haven't heard of him.
You good? You're good. It's a woman. You are going to hear of her. She's going to be an absolute. She's going to be an absolute star. She's 50.
Let me tell you now, that clip will never do the rounds. That'll be the last time you hear that clip.
No,
I thought he said Rudy White.
No, Ruby. Sorry, it's my bad. I'll say it's my bad. Yeah, Ruby White, fantastic. We call her the pocket rocket. She's 51 kilograms. She says she's 5'1" on a good day. She's absolutely fantastic. You need to watch her. I won't be surprised if she gets that gold medal these games. You got Demar Thomas, the big boy, at 90 kilo plus. This is for Team England. He's fantastic. He's got some power on him. He's unorthodox, and I won't be surprised if you're going to see a knockout reel for these Commonwealth Games.
Brilliant stuff. Well,
Delicious. We have to let you go there, only because the people on social media need to get that clip out as soon as possible. Thanks so much for coming on. That's made my morning. What a star you are. We'll speak to you again soon. Thanks, pal.
Cheers.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
I thought he said Rudy. I mean,
I thought he said Emma.
Ruby. I mean, goodness. And these cans, by the way.
Oh yeah, the headphones.
Oh, these cans are.
Wait, the lighting in it. I didn't hear because of the lighting.
I've got one here that's not working.
Is it I can't hear stuff on a Tuesday. What's the matter with you? That was so good. Sports pundit, a former Commonwealth gold medal, super heavyweight, Delicious Horry with us. That was amazing. I must tell you to watch every event of the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games exclusively live on TNT Sports and all HBO Max plans in the UK and Ireland. Don't forget, of course, you can watch it. Then, of course, on talkSPORT 2, you can listen to it. It's your place to be. Natalie Sawyer, Olympic gold medalist, Greg Rutherford. He's a man, by the way. Presented live coverage of the 2026 Commonwealth Games, 7 p.m. tonight. More from Andy Goldstein. That's me, and not Amy Townsend. I thought you said Amy. Andy Townsend right after this.
It's boxing. I said it in the interview the other day. It's heavyweight boxing. He got caught by a fighter who's had 20 knockouts. Yes, albeit Prenga wasn't a hugely recognised name prior to that, but you don't get 20 knockouts, without being able to punch. And that's boxing. And the reality is, as AJ showed, it's getting back up from that and building your way back into the fight and finishing it the way he did. Did I expect that in the first round? No. But he showed his heart, his determination, and everything that's got him to this point in the sport.
Are you into boxing conspiracies?
No, I mean, is Simon Jordan under the desk somewhere?
He's on holiday this week, mate. But I've got his tweet here.
Well, yeah, you got Simon Jordan. You got the other guy.
Oh yeah, but Paulie Malignaggi was on a little earlier on as well.
Exactly.
He said a very similar thing. So basically, Simon wrote on X, I'm sure people have seen this, that he wasn't having the fight and that something was not quite right, as it was designed to rinse the maximum amount of money. Do you agree?
I mean, did he confirm any more? Has he spoken about it verbally?
I've not personally spoken to him, mate. I don't like to put words in people's mouths off the back of social media. No, I've not spoken to him about it, mate. I'm just going off what he's written on social media.
From what he's written, what he's suggested.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Past 8. Welcome back to the Breakfast Show. Me, Andy
Well, I'm
Goldstein.
glad I've entertained everybody over the last 5 minutes, particularly you.
That's Andy Townsend, by the way, next to me.
All right, I'm going to give you Ruby White. Have you guys heard of Ruby White yet?
No, haven't heard of him.
You get. It's a woman. You are going to hear of her. She's going to be an absolute.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him. We're here with Arnold Clark.
Do you know I did another one of those?
I've just got legally with that.
Go on,
right. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Go for it.
Well, no, we had I can't remember I was doing the show with, it might have been with Ali, and we had a caller. We were talking, it was when Gareth was England manager and people were ringing up and talking about Gareth. And we had a caller who was a chap called Barry, who was a West Ham fan. And Barry did tell us that he only had one leg. I don't know how he got around to telling us that, but he told us he only had one leg.
Right.
Right. And then my first question at Barry, I said, Barry, so where do you stand on Gareth Southgate? I said that, and it was like, as soon as the words left my mouth, you realise you're wanting to try and get them back.
Nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do.
I did a show years ago, a TV show on BBC Three. I can't remember what it was called. It'll come back to me. And at the end, we all had to clap at the end. That's it. See you next week. And all had to clap.
Right.
And this geezer next to me was waving. And I went, you got to clap, you got to clap. And he carried on waving. I went, no, you got to clap. And I looked, bless him, his other arm was just swinging. It was he only had one arm. I was like, why didn't anyone tell me that?
Well, again, it's like, it happens. When it's live, you can't
Nothing
get
you
it
can
back.
do about it. I've never heard of him. It was amazing, though.
And by the way, Ruby, listen, if I ever meet you,
we need to
I
get
do
Ruby
apologise.
on. We need to get Ruby on the show.
I didn't hear it. I thought we said Rudy. By the way,
you so didn't think that. Andy, look at me. Look at me.
No.
Andy, look at me.
I did.
Swear on your life.
Yes, of course. Well, look,
Andy, there's no way you.
I don't do that swearing on my life stuff.
And you did not think.
I've never done
Rudy.
it. I've never done it.
And look at me. Look at me. You're such a liar. Did you?
Not a liar.
Look at me. Did you honestly think he said Rudy?
I thought he said.
Look
Rudy.
at me.
Yes, I thought he said. Rudy.
I don't believe you.
But can I ask the question? Would there be any gents out there called Ruby?
Did what?
Is it? Could there be any gents out there called Ruby?
Yeah,
of course there are.
Loads of them.
Exactly. So
Ruby Walsh is one.
Ruby Walsh. Thank you very much. Of course. So it wasn't that outrageous, was it? To assume.
No, it wasn't.
Thank you.
What was amazing was
though I thought
when he said Ruby, and you went never heard of him. My initial reaction was, I don't know if that's a man or a woman.
And you didn't help because immediately you started to snigger. I just saw that little snigger appear.
Only because I got so many texts. Hugo Monye's listening. Morning, Hugo. He texts me straight away. Just put, never heard of him. Beautiful. Right, we've all been there. Nothing you can do. Right now, on with the football. What are you going to say?
No, Sim was just telling me.
Yeah.
Famous basketball player called Rudy Walsh.
Right. This is still not getting you out of the hole.
Rudy
it's
White
gone out
has just
there now.
told me. He's dropped me in it again.
Yeah, what's the matter with you? Huh? Do you think, here's a question for you. Do you think Leslie's a man or woman's name? My best mate's dad was called Les.
Yeah. Yeah, no, both. Absolutely.
Leslie.
Got friends, my friend's wife's Leslie.
Yeah.
But there are lots of Leslies out there.
Get this. There used to be someone I used to go to for alterations, right? Very close to where I live. Like if you got trousers and they were too long, they were both called Leslie. Husband and wife, both called Leslie.
Wow.
That's weird, isn't it?
That is a weird one.
Yeah, if
you Leslie, take Leslie. Yeah, no, that's a weird one.
All right, I've never done a phone. If you're married to a person with the same name as you, phone us up.
That's a good.
Yeah? That's never been done before. 03717 22334. If your husband or wife has got the same name as you, right?
No, I don't. I've.
Do you think we'll get one call on that?
Yeah, I think we'll get one.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think you get one.
That'd be amazing. Okay, let's see if we can get a whole switchboard full of married people with the same name. 03717 22334. Just on that, sorry, just how my brain works. Sorry, could you marry a woman who had the same name as your mum?
Could my mother's name? My mum's name was Thelma. So
Right,
you're saying
great name.
Thelma.
Could you marry a Thelma? Is that weird?
No, what's weird about that?
Well, you know, when you're calling out Thelma.
Oh dear.
No, when you want a cup of coffee.
That is
when you want a cup of coffee or something in the morning.
Calling out. What are you like? Come on, get on with it.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's my mum you're talking about.
Has anyone phoned up with the same name as their husband or wife? Right. It's difficult to read with water in your eyes. Right. talkSPORT understands Chelsea are closing in on Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck, who bagged 13 Premier League goals for Brighton last season. Rio Ferdinand, the ledge that is, has tweeted urging Welbeck to go back to Manchester United. For more on this, let's bring in a man. I didn't know someone was hanging on. Let's bring in a man who loves a rant about his beloved Chelsea. It's Chelsea fan, TV founder, and co-host Alex Harris joins us. Alex, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. What a conversation!
I tell you, Alex, it all happens on this show, mate.
It's perfect that you've come on our show because your name's Alex. I don't suppose your girlfriend or your wife's called Alex.
No, she's called Rachel.
Oh, okay. By the way, I don't think your green screen is working. I can just see green behind you.
No, you said that last time.
Oh.
I just have it because the sun comes in, so it just blocks out the sun.
Can't you put something on it like Stamford Bridge or something?
I could, but I'm just lazy.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm glad you've come back on the show because your team at the moment are front and back pages of all the newspapers, or certainly back pages. What has your reaction been as a Chelsea fan when you heard for the first time that a 35-year-old Jordan Henderson is linked to your club and could even be joining your club?
I mean, Jordan Henderson was a bit of a weird one, I'll be honest with you. When I hear about Danny Welbeck, I'll go, fair enough, I actually quite like it. I can appreciate why Rio Ferdinand's saying what he's saying. Look, these guys are not going to be starters for us. They're going to be players that come in, try and help the younger guys, and they'll fill in every now and then. One of our issues is we have no experience anyway. Like when we signed Lacroix from Crystal Palace, that was the first player that was 26 or older that we'd signed since 2022. So, like, this is major for us, and it is extreme, but we've been extreme in terms of not signing players with any experience. So why do I not mind Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck? Because I don't mind either of them, to be honest with you. Because, number one, I know they're not going to play every week. Number two, they're winners. They've been part of winning sides. And that's what we need. We need people who know how to win. We need people who are going to, be someone for the younger players to speak to and go, well, how did you deal with this, etc., etc. Like, we're going to have a moment.
Can I ask? Right, sorry to butt in. I totally understand why you would say that. As in, we need experience in there, and if a player's not understanding this or that, they can look up to these players. I get that, but why do they have to be part of your playing staff? Why can't they be your backroom staff? I don't understand that argument at all.
Well, I did hear a great argument, which is why are we bringing in these guys and then we don't have John Terry in the backroom staff? Like, why is John Terry not involved in the first team?
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. But why do these players need to be playing for you to benefit from their experience? Why can't they just be in the dressing room?
Well, I think that Danny Welbeck will play. And I think that he has played pretty well for Brighton. So that's why I don't have an issue with it, because I think he can still contribute like he's done it for the past number of years. And I think he's done it pretty well. Jordan Henderson, I don't think he needs to play at all. But he didn't play for England and he was part of that camp. So, I mean, I don't know how influential he was with a broken arm or whatever it was. But, clearly there's something there that we're interested in. I mean, both of these guys have won Premier Leagues. Henderson's won Champions Leagues. So it's not like we're getting just another guy from Brentford who's not achieved much in the game, or a guy from Brighton who's just been around the block, hanging around the Premier League. They're winners. They've won things. They've achieved things. They know what it takes. And ultimately, I think that's what Xabi Alonso is going to have to lean on at times. Not in terms of on the pitch, but in terms of actually raising the standard just of the squad in general. So I totally agree with anyone who doesn't want Henderson playing. I don't want Henderson playing. I'd much rather have Enzo Fernandez. For as much controversy as there's been around him, I'd rather have João Pedro instead of Danny Welbeck as well. But that doesn't mean that these guys can't offer anything. That's why when we bought Tosin, I didn't have an issue with it, because everybody else, it seemed like we were just signing 15-year-olds from Brazil every other week. So it's extreme, but we've been extreme. So you have to reverse it at some point, and also we have to take into account there's probably not that much money left. So we're trying to get people that are cheap, and that is the realistic situation. So to get a player like Morgan Rogers in, spend 170 million, am I willing to make a few concessions? Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right, Alex. I think both of those guys honestly would you should welcome having good, experienced players in the camp, particularly those that don't cost you a tremendous amount of money. If they're only wages, I think it's a no-brainer. What about the deal for Maxence Lacroix? How close is that one, Alex? Do you know?
I think that's a here we go from what I heard. I thought that was
is that
pretty
done?
much done. I thought that was pretty much done, and we got him at a good price as well. He'll be an immediate starter for us. But most importantly, when we look at Rodgers and Lacroix, always available, never injured. I mean, this is huge for us. I mean, we haven't got European football anyway, but one of the big issues that we have is we have a player who seems to be performing like Colwell. He gets injured and our season's ruined. So at least we've got a few more options in there. But no, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm honestly surprised with the way we've done business. It actually seems like we're leaning on Xabi Alonso, like we're trusting him. I can't see how the recruitment would have recommended these signings in terms of experience. But again, we need as much help as we can get. And so if that means that we've got to sign a couple more guys that maybe are a little bit more underwhelming in terms of, age, a little bit past it, some would say, then so be it. If that's what the manager wants, that's what he wants. I would have loved to have Granit Xhaka, but you can't win them all.
No. Alex, what a superstar you are. Always a pleasure. Thanks so much for your
Alex.
time. Have a great day. Thanks, man. Chelsea fan, TV founder and co-host Alex Harris with us there. Has anyone phoned up whose other half has got the same name as them? We've only got one. We need more.
I said you get one.
We need one more. We need two. We always need two, right? If your husband or wife has got the same name as you, 0371 722
Can you guess the name?
What?
Before we speak to the caller, before we get that caller.
Well, if he tells me his name, I'll guess the...
No, but can you guess it now without being... I presume you haven't been told.
Emma.
No, it'd be stupid.
It's going to be a name like Alex, right? It's going to be that.
Correct.
Have you got one in your head?
No, but I will get one.
I'm going to go Alex. Only because our last... Go on, think of one. Just say it now. Vivian.
Leslie. Because you gave me that.
What about Vivian? Do you remember the young one?
Vivian, yeah.
Vivian's not really a man's name, is it? Apart from... Ada.
Yeah, Viv Richards.
Was his name Vivian?
Well, I don't know, but it's Viv.
Maybe it was Vivian. It must have been, right?
It's Vivian Richards.
It must have been.
Yeah.
Every day's a school day.
Proper ledge.
Keep your calls coming in. 18 minutes past 8, it's the breakfast show. I don't know if you've seen Simon Jordan's tweets. We know Simon Jordan loves his boxing. He's very knowledgeable on boxing as well. But he wrote a tweet after the fight. A lot of people agreed with him as well. He said, I'm not having that. Dropped twice, sets the tempo. How's that? Prenger, totally different second round. Something not quite right. All designed to rinse maximum amount of money. Firstly, were you aware of that tweet?
Yes, I was, mate. I spoke to Simon about it after, actually.
Okay, well, what did he say? What did you say? How did that conversation pan out?
Well, so the conversation went like he said, like I said live on the live comms, the way that, so if you know as a fighter, it's instinctive. He had Anthony Joshua hurt after 20 seconds. Joshua barely got through the round. He survived. He walked back to the corner on his heels. He walked out for the second round, you know, with the legs still very wary as well, very dodgy as well. And as a fighter, Christian Prenger then instinctively should jump on him and know the history of Anthony Joshua and how it takes him a while to recover, and jump on him and say, right, this is my big opportunity. This is my ticket into the big time. No one knows who I am, but everyone's going to know it's going to be one of the biggest shocks in heavyweight boxing history. And he didn't. It was a very strange,
didn't he?
Tactics, because I think he was actually waiting for that big shot. He was waiting. He saw that Joshua was coming forward and he was making fundamental mistakes when he was throwing shots. He was leaving his chin up in the air, you know, hands down by his waist. It was a weird performance from Joshua, but an even strange.
Good morning, everyone. It's 22 minutes past 8. It's the breakfast show with the two Andys, Goldstein and Townsend. Keep those calls coming in on names. We'll take them after. I mean, it's a bit random names. From 8:30, we'll take some calls. If you have the same name as your partner, let us know. Or if you married a woman or a man and he's got the same name as your mum or your dad, let us know. I think it's bizarre. Sam Ellard is with us in the studio. Sam, could you marry a girl with the same name as your mum?
Do you know what? No. It's weird, isn't it?
It is
like
weird.
there are just certain situations that it's just not acceptable.
Well, only one. But...
And it's...
Hold on. But in that one situation, why have you got to keep calling out the name? Why have you got to keep calling out the name? Why can't you just do what you're doing without having to scream a name? My goodness.
Oh, I don't know if it's good. It's good.
Me?
I don't know.
Very good point.
Yeah, no, good point. There we go. So we've solved that whole thing there. Just don't shout her name out, okay?
Just don't shout the name out.
Yeah, no, that's that debate.
What are we doing, Sam?
Luke Littler is to front a new Netflix series. Have you boys seen this? It looks really, really good. You can see him face just darts fans, random people. Anyone can enter. And 20 people are going to get chosen to go and face Luke Littler, where you could possibly win up to £501,000.
You just got to beat him in the leg, right?
Yeah, but this is what I was thinking now. Everything I've read about it, it's just that. You've got to beat Luke Littler in a game of darts. Now, as we discussed on yesterday's show, the very best darts players in the world can't get near to Luke Littler. So surely there's going to be some catch here, like Luke Littler starts with blindfolded. He has to throw with his left hand. He starts on 5,001 as opposed to 501. Because if it's just random people getting to face him in one leg, well, it's going to be quite a boring and simple show.
I think if Luke started at 501 and we started at 201.
Yeah, exactly
I'm guessing it's 5-0. There will be someone who has a dart for it. You'll get that jeopardy.
It has to be, right? Otherwise, it'd be quite a boring show, wouldn't it? Andy Goldstein, you in the world of pool have gone all around the world and played in some of the biggest tournaments against some of the very best people in the world as an amateur. So what would your advice be then to the amateur darts fans that want to go and take on the best darts player in the world, mate?
Poke your finger in one of his eyes.
Yeah, good shout.
Practice hard.
Sorry?
Practice very hard.
Yeah. I feel like even that, Andy, that's it doesn't matter how much you practice between now and October.
Don't wash.
You stink.
When you're on the hockey, a couple of dart players used to pass wind on the hockey. A couple of snooker players have done that as well.
On purpose.
Yeah.
As a tactic.
A couple of snooker players, if they're playing, this is true, in a safety bout, so they're always hitting the shot from the ball end, so they're all down, would pass wind. I swear to you, this is true. And so when the opponent goes there, it's like, do you not know that?
But how can you time it though? How can you get to the point where it's like, that's a good question from me, where you're at there and you're like, oh, I now need to do it. It's not that simple, is it?
I'm just telling you what goes on. Just telling you.
Andy, if you had to go and face another professional in any other sport, what would it be and why?
Question.
Very good question, that Sam. I suppose right now I would love to have a game of golf with Rory McIlroy.
That'd be amazing. Can I caddy for you?
Just to see. Because when you watch the pro golfers hit the ball, it is like a different sport almost, the way they hit it. But to actually be standing there right behind him, watch him hitting one and launching it 400 yards, it's incredible.
He's
really.
a great snooker player, Andy was.
Is that right?
I used to play
back in the day, 100 break man.
Awful lot of snooker, and I played all the top boys in various charity games and little one-off frames here and there. Jimmy and all the boys, and they're brilliant. They play a different game.
Sam, I have to let you go because Simi keeps shouting in my ear. We've got to get to time there, which we do have to.
Have a good day, guys.
Sam's been some odd conversations.
Are you going to a gallery or what are you doing?
No, I'm just going to have a power nap in the green room for a couple of hours, I think.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I don't
power nap for a couple of hours?
Yeah.
I thought you was going to say about
I think that's just sleep.
I'm going to bed for a couple of hours.
There's no napping.
No.
I'm going to bed.
What's the maximum time of a power nap?
Great question. 30 minutes.
15.
No.
Okay. By the way, we're not doing that phone in. Maybe tomorrow we will. Sam, always have a great day.
Thanks.
Keep up the great
Sam.
work.
Take
Right,
care,
let's get the latest odds with Coral and Simon Clare.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. Celebrating 100 years of rewarding the fans. We're here for glorious Goodwood. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
More from the brilliant Sam Ellard a bit later on in the week. Let's say hello and good morning to Simon Clare. Morning, Simon.
Good morning. We've got to go to Simon Clare. I'm sorry to interrupt your chat about farting and shouting women's names out and the length of power naps, all the critical issues that talkSPORT listeners need to address. Great show, guys. Really
Thanks,
good.
mate. How you doing? Are you good, Si?
I'm in great form. Yeah, really good form. Looking forward to 5 days of glorious Goodwood. It's a little bit calmer this year because normally we do the outside broadcast in the box with Alan Brazil and guests. This year we're having a year off. Alan back, I think, in a week's time.
That's right.
From his extended absence. But so it's actually for me and Dave Stevens, it's going to be a much more relaxing week for 5 days in the box, handing out trophies and generally enjoying ourselves at a beautiful racetrack down in Sussex.
Yeah, because obviously Glorious Goodwood sponsored by Coral. It starts today. You got the Goodwood Cup, the big race today, right?
It is, yeah, and it's a rematch between Scandinavia, the Aidan O'Brien horse who won the Ascot Gold Cup by a head from Trawlerman, trained by John Gosden, and Scandinavia's the 11-10 favourite, Trawlerman 7-4 second favourite. That's the big race, the Group 1 this afternoon. 8 races at Glorious Goodwood, so it's a really long card. And then tomorrow's the Sussex Stakes. I think Steve will be on to chat about that with Gustad versus Bo Echo, the big rematch there. So lots of great racing action, and of course, just a very pleasant place to go. Dress up in your linen suit and your hats, and enjoy a nice afternoon of the races.
Simon, which way are you thinking with regards to Scandinavia and Trawlerman? Which way you leaning?
I think the favourite's a good horse, Scandinavia. I mean, although it was only a head, he was stronger at the line. Aidan O'Brien's got a great record with these stayers, and I think. But listen, it'll be a great rematch. I think it's between the two of them. They look the standouts in the race, but I'll probably marginally favour the favourite.
Let's quickly turn our attention to football. Vinicius Junior evens now to go to Arsenal.
Cool. Well, he is. I mean, I suppose he's odds on to stay at Real Madrid. So if he's going to go anywhere, the vibe is it's Arsenal. But, so he's even money. But listen, for Arsenal fans, that's still suggesting that they're very much in the hunt. it's interesting talking to some. Some are worried that a player of that stature that could destabilise maybe the kind of the balance in the dressing room. But then others think it'd be the best thing ever to have a star like that in the side. If he comes, I'll decide after he turns up and whether it works out or not. And then Alvarez is the other player who's sort of been linked with Arsenal. He's 5-2 to go to Arsenal, but even money to go to Barcelona, which I think is probably the more likely outcome. That's a couple of transfers there. And I should just let you know it's a big day for Coral because yesterday we announced that we're actually having been a betting partner at Birmingham City Football Club with the Tom Wagner mission there to try and get Birmingham up into the Premier League. We're actually stepping forward to become the principal sponsor, and for the first time in what we're celebrating 100 years this year for Coral, the first time in our history, we're actually going front of shirt for a British football side.
Wow.
That was launched yesterday, so we're very excited to do that. And I think the first game's this friendly is this Friday against Barcelona at St Andrews.
How very good. 100 years as well. Were you there from day one?
Well, I wasn't there from day one, Andy, which will make us some surprise. To be fair, I have been at Coral since 1997. I think I'm 29 years.
When did we work together then? What year would that have been?
Oh, that was the 2006 World Cup, I think.
Was it really?
In the air hangar somewhere for UK TV, I think it was.
Without aircon. Great idea.
With no aircon, a live crowd, little football pitch.
Yeah,
me on a chalkboard with the odds.
It was great.
Simon, so you're going to be a blue nose from now on?
Well, I'm an Arsenal fan. But I know you're an ex-Villa player. I was half hoping Gabby you might have been on the show, but he's off at the moment, isn't he? we have a lot of fun with him. He sent me a laughing face emoji when I sent out. I shared the video of our launch. But look, it's a great club. They're really trying to inject a lot of money into the whole city. Actually,
yes, they are. You're right.
Build a new stadium with an amazing sports complex, and it's a great city. My sister's up there at university. I'm a big fan of Birmingham anyway, so to then be a partner at the football club where they're really going places, and hopefully they're 4-1 for promotion this year. That's the dream for the Blues. But it's a good fun club to be involved in.
Great stuff.
Simon, looking out the window, it does look glorious. However, so Goodwood will live up to its name. Thanks so much for coming on. Have a great week.
Thanks,
great stuff. Enjoy the show. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, man. There you go. That was a look at latest odds with Coral 18+ gambleaware.org. Coming up, news on Italy's chaotic search for a new manager. It's just gone 8:30.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with the Coral Rewards Shaker. With 100k of free bets available online this Tuesday and Friday. We're here for glorious Goodwood. 18+, max 1 reward per day. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Good morning, lads. Yes, very, very good. About Joshua.
Go on, mate.
The fight that we played, I didn't even bother to watch it. It's farce, isn't it? And as for him and Fury, I tell you, if they was fighting in my back garden, I'd draw the curtains.
Oh, wow. Oh, come on, man.
Come on, you're better than that.
Are you telling me you wouldn't even have a peek through those curtains? Just a little look?
You draw the curtains.
I'd say it was them two idiots out there and close them tight. I can't be doing with it. Anthony Joshua, he's done what he's done, but let's face it, he's no world beater, is he? He went down like a pot of jelly against that little fat Mexican. And, whenever he steps up, he won the title against the worst champion ever in Charles Martin. Now, come on, he fought an aging Klitschko, right? Whenever he steps up, he gets knocked out by Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois gets scored. I went to see Joshua against the champion, what's his name, Usyk, at White Hart Lane. And Usyk absolutely schooled him. And, we're looking at two fights.
Yeah, but Usyk does that with everyone now. Usyk is the best of this generation. He does that with everybody. Yeah. Anthony Joshua's been in the most amount of heavyweight world title fights of this generation, mate.
Yes, but poor world title fights.
But he can only do what's put in front of him. I mean, this generation hasn't been the generation of the 1990s or the 1970s, has it?
No, you're 100% right. He can only do what's put in front of him. They put Tyson Fury in front of him.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospect, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Good morning, everyone. You're listening to the Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend alongside. We're here with Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals. Score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Right, time now for a bit of this.
Rookies Roundup, right here every day. Rookies Roundup, which players are on their way. If an agent's got a story.
Hello, Alex Crook. What you got for me?
Rookie gets it first.
Yeehaw, cowboy! There's a snake in my boot.
I hope his stories are as good as his acting. Let's bring in talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Morning, Crookie.
Morning, Crookie.
Good morning, boys.
No hat. What's going on with the hat, man? We just saw a little like automated version of you there with a hat on. No hat on.
Well, what is the saying? Good things come to those who wait. So maybe by the end of the week, you'll get a little glimpse of it.
I mean, I don't really care. I'm just asking. Good to see you, man. We've got lots to get through. So let's jump straight in with some possible movers and shakers in the transfer world. Let's start with John Stones to Inter Milan. I think this is a great move for him. I really do.
Yeah, terrific move. 2-year contract agreed. There was a little bit of talk that maybe Chelsea and Arsenal could offer him a Premier League lifeline, having left Manchester City at the end of what was obviously a glorious period when all there was to win in the club game at the end of last season. But I think you're right. Serie A, a little bit slower tempo, maybe less physically demanding because he's had injury problems. I think this could be a brilliant move for John Stones. And I've got to say, I think we were all a bit dubious when he got the nod ahead of the likes of Harry Maguire for the World Cup, but he didn't let the country down, did he, when he played in North America?
No, indeed. Look, I think it'd be a great move for John, that one, Crookie. I've just seen a name there, Crookie, just reminding me. Bradley Barcola, who look, obviously all the talk has been about Vinny Jr. potentially with an move to Arsenal. Bradley Barcola is an interesting one because he was never really first choice at PSG, was he, in their best team?
Yeah.
And what sort of valuation, what sort of money would he cost? It'd be. I'm just not totally convinced about him, but I'd like to get your opinion on that.
Well, at the moment, the PSG sources are telling us that talkSPORT 145 million would be the number needed, which would be obviously a Premier League record fee. I think Arsenal and Liverpool, both of whom have shown interest in Barcola, wouldn't pay 145 million, probably more like 120 million. But you're right. I don't know where we bracket Barker, because he's obviously not on the same level as, say, his France teammate Elise, certainly not the same level as Mbappe. But he has won back-to-back European Cups and played a big part in that.
Sure.
So I still think it would be a coup to bring him to the Premier League, and both Arsenal and Liverpool looking for reinforcements in those wide areas.
Let's talk about James Trafford to Leeds. Where are we at with that one?
Yeah, we reported this, I think, towards the back end of last week. I think this gets done. £40 million is a fee being touted. I know they've offered him a big salary, second only, I think, to Dominic Calvert-Lewin in terms of their highest paid player. And I think this is a smart move for James Trafford. I feel a bit sorry for him because he went back to City thinking he would be the number one. Then they signed Donnarumma a few weeks later. But I think he showed his quality in those cup competitions. Obviously, City winning the double last season, League Cup, FA Cup, and he was their cup goalkeeper. So, yeah, I think a brilliant move for Leeds and a sign that they mean business. They've had Julian Brandt down at the training ground with his dad as well. I mean, that would be a great signing if they could pull that one off. But I know there's a lot of competition. But yes, I expect Trafford to happen. And obviously City then are going to need to look for a new number two of their own.
Sure. Christian Romero, he might be John Stones' teammate, Crookie. How close is that one to being concluded?
Well, Inter seem to be showing the strongest interest at the moment. There was a bit of talk of Barcelona as well, but that seems to have gone quiet. I think it's pretty clear that there will be a parting of the ways between Romero and Spurs. They've obviously signed Jan-Paul Van Hecke and Marcus Senesi. His Argentina teammate Van der Ven's going to stay, I think. So no room at the inn really for the departing skipper. So yeah, Inter showing the strongest interest, and that could be a good partnership, couldn't it? Stones and Romero, assuming Romero can keep himself on the pitch a bit longer than he did.
Crookie, while we've got you, we've got to talk about the mad world of Italian football. Absolute chaos at the moment. Paolo Maldini and Leonardo both quit their jobs at the FA after just 16 days after a block move from Andrea Pirlo. What's happening there? Is Italian football completely broken at the moment?
Yeah, I saw some shots last night. Actually, I was doing a pub quiz last night, and it popped up on TV. Maldini stepping off a flight. He still looks like he could be on the catwalk. Maldini, what a beautiful man. But yeah, he's left his job, as you say, at the Italian Football Federation. This all comes after Andrea Pirlo looked like he was going to get the job. Then he wasn't, apparently due to his ties with a Russian betting company, which had caused some consternation inside the corridors of power in Italy. But it's been a shambles, isn't it? Because they offered it to Pep Guardiola. I don't think that was ever really realistic. He said no. Then they moved to Pirlo. That's fallen through. Looks like they might be going back in for Mancini now. Roberto Mancini, of course, their European Championship winning manager. And you've got to say Italian football has been in the doldrums really since that night at Wembley. So it's a big job and big problems for the Italian FA when two such high-profile characters seemingly protest against them.
Before you let you go, Quickie, any other movers and shakers you want to talk about?
Well, obviously, you've got the Danny Welbeck situation. We reported last night that personal terms have been agreed between Danny Welbeck and Chelsea. It's just a case now of agreeing a fee with Brighton, who seemingly are willing to let Welbeck go. One last big move at the end of his career. He's 35 now, but he's been a brilliant servant for Brighton. I don't know where you stand on this, Andy, but as a Manchester United fan, given his links with the club, given we're not exactly blessed in the forward areas in terms of numbers, should Manchester United not be part of this conversation?
No, I don't think so. I think it would be a backward step. Don't you?
Really? Okay. You don't think he's better than Joshua Zirkzee?
He is better than him.
He is better than Joshua Zirkzee, but I don't expect... I mean, he's got an unbelievable go, by the way, last week in pre-season. But I would like to think Joshua Zirkzee won't be there at the beginning of the season. I've never been a fan of his. And so the question, would I rather him than Zirkzee? Yes, but I wouldn't want either. I don't think it's a step forward for the club if Danny Welbeck... I love Danny Welbeck, brilliant at Man United, brilliant at Brighton, etc. I just can't see him making Man United stronger. Can you?
I think he would, just in terms of experience in the dressing room. His goal scoring record is pretty decent the last couple of years as well. And I think he's the right type of character. Obviously, it'd depend on the fee, but you've got to think 35 a year on his contract. Brighton are not going to ask for the earth.
I just don't get this experience in the dressing room. I just don't. If you want him in the dressing room, then put him as part of the coaching staff. But I don't see why you've got to give him a pair of shorts, a shirt, and pay him weekly wages. You've got experience in that dressing room. You've got Harry Maguire, you've got Bruno, you've got Casemiro's just left, but you've got experience in there, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's still doing a job on the pitch. I mean, the best thing you say about Danny Welbeck, because he's had his problems, is last 2 years he stayed injury free. I think he was about unlucky not to get on the plane for the World Cup. So I think he would, as well as bringing that in the dressing room, I think he would bring goals as well. And United are operating quite frugally. That they're not going to spend huge money. It doesn't look like on only one signing. So if you can get him for fairly reasonable money, wage demands won't be that high. I'd just see it as a bit of a no-brainer. Let's see how he gets on at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. Okay. Cookie, have a great day. Always a pleasure.
Nice one,
Looking well, my
Cookie.
friend. Thanks, man.
Cheers, boys.
There you go. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, with us there. Now, earlier on today, I want to get as many calls in as I can. Earlier on today, we stumbled upon the fact that it would be weird if you dated someone with the same name as either your dad or your mum, and or whether or not you're married to someone or you're dating someone with the same name as you.
Yes.
Now, Dwayne joins us now. I would imagine that there isn't a Mrs. Dwayne. It can only be he's married to someone with his mum's name, is my guess. Morning, Dwayne.
Morning, Dwayne.
Morning, you okay?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, really good. First time on the show. Always listening to talkSPORT, so great to be on.
Oh, how nice. How nice that you phoned up for this, but not football chat.
Well, I've tried before, but funnily enough, I got through to you guys with this.
Okay, well, we're pleased that you've come on. So I'm guessing that your other half has the same name as one of your parents?
No, so this goes back to school days. So basically, my PE teacher in school was called Mr. Lorraine. So you can sort of imagine where I'm going with this. So his wife was actually called Lorraine.
Wow.
And then they got married. So she was ended up with Lorraine.
Great
No
shout.
way.
That's
Serious?
a proper name. That is brilliant.
Lorraine?
Yeah, so every time, obviously, then we came across Mr. Lorraine, our PE teacher. It's silly now, but obviously back then we thought it was great. You always used to sing, Lorraine, go away, come back another day.
That's unbelievable.
Great.
That is.
Love it.
That's
Like that.
great. What
That's
a great
very
call
good.
that is. So it's Dwayne phoning about Lorraine.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dwayne. Have a great day.
Cheers, chap.
Thanks, man. I think we've opened a whole can of worms there.
Might have done.
Lorraine. You got to put a Mac on when you say that, haven't you?
Yeah. Don't want to be saying that if you're looking out the window, do you?
No, you're booking your holiday.
Yeah.
If you can beat that, I don't know where we go with that, but if you can, I don't think Lorraine can be beaten. Do you?
No, not at all.
That's unbelievable story.
That's a
yeah. If you think you can beat it,
name.
03717222344. There is a chance, but I'm just telling you, there is a chance we might have a very special guest in the studio when we come back.
Oh,
any news on that? Sims, not yet. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. A very special guest in the studio when we come back.
The Vinny Junior situation is interesting because I think when it came out of the weekend that Arsenal were keen, we all thought, well, how can they do that deal? He's on 400 grand a week. He'd smash Arsenal's pay structure.
Yeah.
Real Madrid, even though he's stalling on signing a new contract, are going to want a six-figure sum. But if they sign Diamonde, as looks likely, how do the two fit into the same team? And I think what's really interesting here, and Ben Jacobs, I think, has mentioned this a couple of times, they've got the same agent, Vinicius Junior and Jan Diamonde. So would his agency take Diamonde to Real Madrid knowing that he's going to compete with Vinicius Junior? I don't think Vinicius Junior to Arsenal is as fanciful as maybe it first appeared.
Now, when you look at Arsenal, they probably would. They've just got rid of Trossard.
Yeah, Trossard's gone.
So that's a space need, and they've only got Martinelli on that left hand side. So they do need somebody else. Who is that person that's going to be able to fill in that space for them? Because there's not a large selection around the world, is there, Quickie?
No, I thought it would be Morgan Rogers, to be honest. I thought that deal would get done. I know he met Mikel Arteta even before jetting out to the World Cup, and Arteta had made him a top target, but fair play, Chelsea came in and gazumped them.
8:49, good morning everyone. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's the two Andys today, me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend alongside. Now let's turn our attention back to the Commonwealth Games. Heartbreaking few days for Adam Ramsey PT, who had to settle for another third place finish in the swimming. PT said this to our friends at TNT Sports following yesterday's 50-metre breaststroke bronze.
But I think for me, just getting back to the enjoyment of racing, I really enjoyed tonight. Made a few errors, but you can train the hardest in the world, you can work the hardest in the world, but it doesn't really matter unless you're race polished, and I'm not. And unfortunately, it is like having a V8 with slicks on in the rain, and that's how it feels. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself, because I'm incredibly proud of the journey I've been on my whole career. Even in this room, 12 years ago, I'm a different man. Well, I wasn't even a man then, and now look at me, I've got nearly a 6-year-old and a daughter on the way in December. So it's all in perspective, and sometimes I think the hard times are more important than the good.
For more on this, I'm delighted to say we are joined now by former world champion swimmer for GB, Mark Foster joins us. Mark, good morning to you.
Morning, how are you doing?
Well, good, man. Thanks so much for coming on. How shocked, if at all, were you that Adam PT missed out on gold in the 50 metres?
Not shocked, because after the 100, he wasn't best in the 100, so you knew he was off form. So that wasn't a shock in itself. It's a shock seeing how average is swimming for him. Nothing against other people, because, we know his best times. We know how good he is. He does, his coach does. And it's about him being at his best, and he's not at his best at the moment. So it's the bit of what is missing. It's 2 weeks until the European Championships, and they'll go again after. He's got a couple more races here in the relays. And then when it comes to European Championships, a bit more rest, it might be what it needs. I'm not quite sure. Or he had one coach, Mel Marshall, for 14 years. She was like his second mum, and she was everything to him. She's gone to Australia. She's now an Australian coach. She's not with him, and he's trying to find the ingredient again. So it might just take a little bit of time.
He mentioned, Mark, there about one or two technical issues. What would they be? I'm sure you might have spotted something. What would you enlighten us on that? What could they be?
We spin a lot. If you try too hard, you spin a lot. And I think at the moment he's forcing it because it's not coming easy. He's forcing it because he's not feeling very, very good, and he's not on form, and he knows he's got to push himself a little bit more. He's not used to being in this situation. Historically, if you listen, if I step on the block and I know I'm going to win by half a second at my best, no one's going to get near me. And all of a sudden, when you're not at your best and people are on your shoulder and you start forcing it, we talk about slipping water, you don't grab it. You mentioned about being a V8 and not putting it down. That's because you're just over revving, you're not catching the water. So it could be a technical thing, it's like with a technique. But I just think it's the overall package. He's not really raced for 2 years. It's just going to take him time, so I say him and his coach time to figure out what works.
Where on the list of important medals to win is Commonwealth gold? Because obviously you got the Olympics, you got the Euros, you got the World Championships as well. Where on the list is it?
I think historically I'd have put it down as number sort of 3. You go Olympics, worlds in swimming terms, and then number 3, it's a multi-sport event. Commonwealth Games has always been big. Is it as big as it was? I don't know. I think the landscape might be changing, but in swimming terms, it's a big medal. Up against Australia's second best swimming nation in the world, it's kind of normally a dual meet between Australia and the rest of the Commonwealth. But if you put Britain together as a whole with the Scotland and the Welsh, and you put us together, especially on the relays will make the biggest difference. Then we can sort of compete a little bit more. But no, listen, they're all in. But multi-sport events is a big event.
Mark, Adam PT spoke about, or he sounded quite philosophical in that interview after the race. And he quotes his family, etc., etc., etc. You've been in that scenario when you are one of the very, very best, and then all of a sudden you start to feel, or you're not able to quite find it when it matters. And then when you start talking that philosophically, is that sort of starting to prepare you for the obvious in terms of coming out of the sport a bit?
Yeah, well, listen, his target is LA in 2 years' time. That is the target. He's not going to quit before LA. There's absolutely no way, because that's what he said he wants to do, and that's what he wants to do. And he's not lost the love for the sport. He's always been a deep thinker. He's always been an emotional person. He's someone that he's probably a media's dream when it comes to after race media interviews, because it's raw with any athlete, but he's emotional. And I think a lot of the sponsors you've seen at the moment have been emotional. He's also, when you touch the wall, you look up and you go, that ain't very good. And he knows it's not very good for him. His mind goes into overload of, what's going wrong, what we're doing right, what's what's important to me. And all these things with him come out straight away.
Mark, I've got a question for you. I expect the answer to be no. It might be one of the most stupid questions I've ever asked in my life.
What, am I going to make a comeback?
No. Well, hold on. No, it's not going to be that, right? So in every sport that I can think of, snooker, the table can be different. Golf, the course can be different. Tennis, the court can be different. Football, the pitches can be different. Can the pool ever be different? Can anyone go and wasn't used different water or the depth of... Is a pool for you guys, is it the same wherever you are in the world?
No, I mean, let's face it. Well, the competition pool for the people competing in it is the same, obviously. But in terms of, we get faster and slower pools, and by a fast pool, this pool's not a fast pool. I'm not saying it's slow, but it's not a fast pool.
Can you explain how you can get a fast and a slow pool?
2 meters deep. This pool is 2 meters deep. And what it means is when swimmers swim across the surface of the water, they create turbulence. And that turbulence goes down to the bottom of the pool or out sideways. But if it goes to the bottom, by the time you're swimming across, if it's 2 meters deep, it will come back up and hit you. You won't notice it, you won't feel it, but it takes tiny fractions of a second off your time. In a 3 meter deep pool, when you're swimming over, by the time the turbulence goes to the bottom and comes back up again, you've gone past it. It also means that when the turbulence in the pool, when it goes down and comes back up, because it's not so deep, it gets more washy. If you imagine being in the sea, in the shallow part of the sea, it's a bit rocky, and then you get further out, it's a little bit, because there's depth.
Okay, amazing answer. So let me ask you then, I would assume if you've got a world record to break, it's easier to do it with the deeper pool. So why isn't there a standard depth for every Olympic and Commonwealth and European pool? Why isn't...
I'm fairly sure for Olympic competition, I have to check, but I think it has to be a minimum of 2.2 and a maximum of 3 meters. It'd be like a football pitch. It can be between that and that. I think there's restrictions, isn't there?
Yeah, but with like a 100-meter track, it's always going to be 100 meters. Surely you've got more chance to break a world record in a 3-meter pool.
Well, you got more chance of breaking a world record in a 49-meter pool.
No, I meant depth. Sorry, I meant depth-wise.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right? No, absolutely. Listen, there won't be any world records beaten here this weekend.
How bizarre.
They'll get close, but I think the thing is, I've always been one of these people, like, when it came to the Paris Olympics, you wouldn't know this because you won't know, but Paris Olympics, I think there were 2 world records beaten. If that were in the pool in Tokyo, that was 3 meters deep, Paris was 2.2. If it was in Tokyo and it was 3 meters deep, I think there probably would have been about 10 or 15 go. It makes a huge difference. But you're talking margins, but then that's the difference between breaking and not breaking.
I'll ask you one more silly question. If the pool was 10 meters deep, would every world record go?
I don't think it works like that, but I've never seen a 10-meter deep pool.
Okay.
You might be onto something. I don't know.
We need to get one.
Very interesting.
What a great answer. What fascinating that was, Mark. Always a pleasure. Thanks so much
Thank
for your
you,
time,
Mark.
pal.
Pleasure. Have a great day, yeah?
Thanks, man. You too. There you go. Brilliant answers. Former 2-time Commonwealth champion, former GB swimmer, the legendary Mark Foster there.
I mean, it wasn't the silliest question, Andy, you've ever asked, but it was easily the second silliest question you've ever... No, it was good. Mark's absolutely right.
I think you've got the winner of that. Is that? I've never heard of him. That was a great one.
That was very interesting.
What I find nuts about that is why there isn't a standard. It must be 3 meters deep.
Yeah. You would have thought that would, particularly as Mark says, that then it can sort of start to alter and disrupt the way that you actually go about your race. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, very.
You'll ask that again, won't you, now?
No, I've
Next
done
time
that.
we have a swimming guest. No, you will. How deep's the water?
I will. Yeah, how deep's the pool? I will say that. Just on the off chance that world record. Remember, talkSPORT 2 is your place to be. Natalie Sawyer, the brilliant Natalie Sawyer, Olympic gold medalist, the equally brilliant Greg Rutherford present live coverage of the 2026 Commonwealth Games from 7 p.m. tonight. It's just coming up to 9 a.m.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more with a Travis Perkins trade account and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
a couple of times now. I can't help but think when he comes up with lines about people criticising the refereeing decisions and puts lines in his quotes such as "I'm sorry you missed it all." I can't help but think there's a little dig towards the head of UEFA there, Alexander Seferin.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Obviously, Seferin decided to stay away from the World Cup final, which was quite unprecedented. FIFA were briefing, actually, that was a pre-planned decision, but the message coming out of UEFA very much was that it was a protest by their president. Actually, I picked out a couple of screenshots, and he does talk about some of the refereeing decisions and says it's curious the same countries employing these practices are the ones criticising. He's talking about the decision to overturn Flo Balogun's red card, which for me was probably the most shameful moment of this World Cup. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite, Andy. You were there. Troy obviously lives out in the States. I had a wonderful 5.5 weeks. I thought it was a brilliant tournament. I thought the American hospitality was terrific. But let's not pretend it was perfect. He also talks about bringing two countries at war together, uniting two countries at war. Says Iran entered the United States without incident or conflict. I think they would push back on that when you look at the travel restrictions that are imposed on their players. And obviously the manager was quite outspoken about that. So I'm not sure why he's felt the need to do this. You know, it spreads across 15 slides on Instagram. I'm not exactly sure who he's having a pop at. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Seferin. Maybe it's some of us in the media.
From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire is also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them. Like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Just gone 9 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. You are listening to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show with a stunned Andy Goldstein and Andy Townsend. We did not know that about the pool.
So the next time I'm going to swim, right, I'm going swimming, and I'm struggling a bit along the top of the water, and I'm thinking I'm not at my best. First thing I'm going to do is drop down to the bottom and see how deep it is.
Well, there'll be a little sign. You don't know. Did you do that at school? Did you do the pyjamas and the brick and everything?
The brick and all that, the rubber brick they used to sling in,
They still do. Oh, was it not a real brick? No, genuinely, I thought it was a real brick. I swear to you.
I thought it was rubber.
Oh, right, okay.
Right. So, yes, but did all that.
Do they still do that now?
I've no
Young
idea.
people behind the glass, if you've got a swimming lesson or whatever, do you put your pyjamas on and rescue a brick from the bottom? You do that, do you?
Yes.
Lucy's so posh, by the way. Oh, yes, we do that. At my school, we get someone else to go in and get the brick for us. I should point out, Lucy told us her initials are LHR.
Yes.
And the last time she was at Bristol Airport and she was going to Dublin, they looked at her case, saw LHR, and they sent her
luggage to Heathrow.
To Heathrow.
Amazing.
Have you still got LHR on your suitcase? You took it off.
I went to. Do you know? It's funny that. And have you ever lost luggage?
No, don't ask me that because I don't want to say. Are
you going away?
Hold on, I'm superstitious. Is there any wood in here?
No.
Is there no wood in this room?
There is. Everything is metal in here.
Hold on, there must be wood. Isn't it?
No, it's no wood. Anyway,
touch wood, not yet.
I went to Monaco once, right? Monaco, many years ago.
Yeah.
Many years ago, where you want to have just a little, a couple of nice shirts, a couple of pairs of trousers.
Yeah.
I had a shell suit, tracksuit on to travel in, and my bag never turned up.
Oh.
And not only did it not turn up, they said it'll be here later, and we'll bring it to the hotel. No, never rocked up. Then they said tomorrow morning you'll have Mr. Townsend, your bag will arrive tomorrow morning. Apologies, it went somewhere else, whatever. No. So I was walking about Monaco, right? Look,
with a football tracksuit.
Correct. Yeah, it was like
what badge? What club are you at?
I can't even remember, but it was a shiny shell suit.
Oh my goodness!
And that's not where you want to be in one.
No.
Of them. I mean, you don't want to be in one of them anyway. But
you know what I did? You know, we went to. We haven't even talked World Cup. You and I. We went to New York, Miami, New York for World Cup drive.
Yes. Yeah.
And what I did, I bought a yellow belt strap that goes around your case.
Right.
Right. So when it comes off the.
Oh, you recognise it just for that.
Well, I tell you what. Let me tell you now. That's Goldstein's top tip if you're going on holiday.
That is a good shout.
Oh,
actually.
It's like there it is. Because usually you go, is that mine?
That's it. I've got one of those sort of grey, black bags in it, and there's like 8 people going after the same bag all the time. You're not wrong. That's a good shout.
You like that?
That's a good shout.
You're getting a lot from it,
Top
Dave.
tips.
Top tips. You've got good pool questions.
Yes.
Good.
And just talking about the World Cup, I did the book, the JFK. There's a JFK museum in Dallas.
About this,
and I did the book depository, and you stand right by that window where that fatal shot was, or was it?
Supposedly.
Or was it taken from there?
Can we, let me just talk about this for a moment. Is that right? Okay.
Sorry.
No, I'm fascinated by
and do you know,
JFK.
I showed you the other day, there's a cross in the road.
Yeah, big white cross.
Big white cross where the actual, where he was hit. And I tell you what, when you're standing back there, all right, I know the guy, it's a long time ago, isn't it? Let's be fair, it's a long time ago. But he had a scope, a sight on his rifle, clearly.
Yeah.
But it's still it's a long way away.
Moving target.
It's a long way away.
Is the grassy knoll still there?
Grassy knoll.
Did you go to it?
Yeah.
Is it eerie? Is it eerie?
I was actually, when I got there, I was sort of anticipating a bit of that sort of vibe. I didn't quite get that.
Anyone there?
Yeah, lots of people were standing there. Lots of people were standing there, but it's actually, and the way they put the tour on in the museum is very good.
So the book depository shop is just a building to house that memorabilia.
Correct. And now, obviously they've got lots of stuff on the walls as you're walking around explaining this and explaining all about JFK and about what he had, the plans he had for the country, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And then you go up to that particular area where, like, literally the shot was taken. They've actually, you can't actually look out of that window, but you are the next one along looking out.
Why can't you look out that window?
Well, I don't know.
Let me ask you this then, with all your knowledge on it. This could be breaking news.
Go on.
2 questions.
Who did it? I don't know.
Question number 1: did he do it?
Well,
with everything you know, did he do it, Andy? Yes or no?
Yes, I think he did.
Question number 2: was he alone, or was there someone on the grassy knoll? With everything you know.
Well, everything that I read, because there's all the conspiracy theories on the wall.
You tell me. Was he alone?
I don't think he was.
Okay. I mean, that's hard-hitting journalism right there, isn't it?
Not half.
You don't get that on the breakfast show, do you? Exclusive JFK. I really want to go there. I really.
You should do it. It's good fun. It was good.
Dallas, nice part of the world.
Dallas is lovely, incredibly hot.
Yeah.
My next door neighbours in the Cotswolds, they live in Dallas. right? Yeah.
So their house is empty, is it?
So they live in Dallas. I went to visit, and I was like,
It's a weird place
wow.
to live.
And I went, wow, it's so hot. And they went, no, it's not even hot yet. And it was 37, 38, and they're every day. And they're going, no, the real stuff ain't even here yet. So it gets incredibly hot.
Yeah. Good work. Right, back to football. It's all changed at Chelsea as they seem to be doing a complete U-turn on their old transfer strategy, going from young guns to Premier League veterans.
Kane in for Bellingham. What a chance! England score! Jordan Henderson out of nothing.
Welbeck is there to finish it, and he does. For the 6th time in 8 games against Chelsea, Danny Welbeck, who's enjoying a renaissance.
You might just want some players who've been there, seen it, done it. Great pros, rub off on everyone else, bring them along. You know what I mean? That old school sort of thinking where you get a good bunch of pros who can rub off on all the young guns and bring a culture and an environment to it by their standards.
If you stay professional, if you look after yourself, you take care of your body, you can have a nice longevity career.
Yeah, talkSPORT understands Chelsea closed in on Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck, who bagged 13 Premier League goals for Brighton last season. While at Leverkusen, the current boss, Xabi Alonso, spoke about the importance of having experienced heads in the team.
It's fundamental that when you are talking and sending message to the team, and we talk a lot with team talks, but when you are not there, when you go to your office and the team is on their own, that 2-3 guys, they repeat the same message that you have been given is fundamental. So when you know that, is that you have a big part of the team in your hands, you know, and that's. It's not because you have to say it, no, because they feel that and they are part of that belief and that commitment.
Very interesting. And you're having the signing of Welbeck, aren't you? You're a fan of this scenario.
Yeah, I get them. I can understand the merits in it. Absolutely. I think Danny's played better football, more consistent football. He's never been a prolific centre forward, but he absolutely understands the role. And I think if you're looking for somebody to maybe allow, Andy, a newer signing, a younger player, to be given a little bit more breathing space. Sometimes we expect so much of young strikers when they arrive in Premier League football and they can't quite hit the levels required. To have someone like Danny Welbeck there to go in for a few games and to challenge that younger guy to improve quickly and to find their best. So I absolutely get it. I applaud Chelsea for doing it, and I think it's far better to do that than go and get another younger guy with perhaps, the next greatest thing attached to him, but has never played Premier League football, because so many of them come here and find it hard. Danny will stroll into that dressing room if it's going to happen, and he will pick it up straight away, and he'll be ready to play straight away, and I think that's important.
Let me ask you, future Ballon d'Or winner, I hope, Harry Kane. I'm a big fan of Harry Kane. He's 33 today.
Yeah.
Right? Now, his deal runs out, I think, at the end of next season.
Okay.
So they're talking at the moment, is what I'm led to believe. Would he go there? Would that, if that's a new strategy Chelsea have got, would that be the perfect move for him? I know. Listen, I know he's Spurs. I know he's Spurs connections.
Although if his contract's up, I'm not sure it is. Is it? Would it be up?
He's got a season left, and then they're renegotiating now.
Right. Well, they're going to have to renegotiate now. I mean, they wouldn't want to let Harry leave for nothing, because he would still have a serious transfer fee attached to him.
33 years today.
Look, it's an interesting one with Harry. He's such a consistent goal scorer. What he's done in Munich is pretty remarkable, really. He's put himself on the same levels as what Ronaldo and Messi were on in them when he's getting 60 and 70 in a season. That's like incredible. So who wouldn't be interested in taking Harry Kane at the moment? The interesting one with Harry Kane for me, and is whether or not Tuchel perseveres with him now for 2 years' time in the Euros.
Yeah.
I think that's a very different debate.
I think he has to for two reasons. One, he's one of the best number 9s in the world.
Yeah.
And two, we have no one else.
Do you need to win the Euros? Do you absolutely need that number 9 that's scoring every week? If you look at Spain with Oyarzabal, the boy they played up front.
Yeah.
He's not one of these stellar number 9s in world football.
I think it helps, doesn't it?
It would help. France, when they won the World Cup in '98, they had a fellow called Stefan Givash who ended up playing at Newcastle. Wasn't a renowned absolute best number 9 out there.
Olivier Giroud, when France won the World Cup, didn't score a goal.
You know, do you absolutely need that number 9 of world repute that's scoring 50 and 60, as Harry no doubt will get? He'll have another season coming up where he'll probably score. I would be surprised if he's not in the 40s again this season.
I agree.
But is that what's required? And that's what England hired Thomas Tuchel to establish. It'd be very interesting with regards to that. But I think there'll be a lot of suitors, Anne, for Harry Kane next year in the Premier League. I do.
Do you think that he will come back to the Premier League and try Nick Alan Shearer's record?
I wouldn't be absolutely categoric about that. I think there may, if Barcelona have operated with ageing forwards in the past, they've had Lewandowski recently and got good numbers out of him. They may feel they could offer something to Harry Kane, and he might think, I fancy a bit of that in Spain. My kids have already enjoyed the German culture. They can go and enjoy another one. That's a wonderful thing to be able to give to your family, giving something back a little bit as you get that bit older. So I wouldn't think it's a given that he only comes back to the Premier League. No,
I'd love to see him back in the Prem. I'm a big fan of his. I hope he wins the Ballon d'Or.
You'd like him at United, obviously.
I'd love him at United. I think it'd be an amazing fit.
Do you think so it would be a year from now.
Yep.
Do you think he would? What do you think he would go and get for you guys? Do you think he would get 35
Premier League goals?
Not Premier League goals. I don't know if
he get over 20 Premier League goals.
Yeah, I'll get over. I agree with you there, mate. I think he.
And why would you turn it down? It's very hard to get that nowadays.
It is.
Well, I tell you, we'll take calls on it, right?
Yeah,
we get Harry at your club right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chelsea fans would bite your arm off to get Harry Kane's signature.
Yeah.
I think I'll go so far as to say, apart from City, because they've got Haaland.
Yeah.
And maybe Liverpool, because they've got two options there with Ekitike and Isaac. I'd say every club in the Premier League would have Harry Kane.
And the thing with Harry, unlike Danny Welbeck's coming to Chelsea knowing that he's going to play, but he's not going to play every week. Harry, I think, he's still at that point. Harry wants to play every week. He would expect to start absolutely every game.
Okay, well,
he's ready.
Sim, our producer, has just told me that the next section of the show will be your calls.
Nice.
So Chelsea fans, you can phone up and talk about Henderson and Welbeck, and also football fans, you can talk about Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I think every single club, there's not one fan of a club, apart from City or Liverpool, because they've got, that wouldn't want Harry Kane. All right?
Interesting.
So we'll take calls on Harry Kane as well next. My switchboard is clear and empty, and that means if you dial now, you will be next. 03 Posh Lucy is on the. So don't think you phoned up like Times Radio when she goes, hello, talkSPORT. 03717223344. Dial that number, speak to Posh Lucy. You'll be next live on the Breakfast Show after this. It's 9:17.
Vinicius Jr. I'll read this from the Telegraph Sport, their sports pull-out this morning. Dom King writes, Arsenal prepared to offer Brazilian forward Vini Jr. the biggest contract in the club's history as they plot to outline their soaring ambition. He currently commands a weekly salary, 400,000 euros a week at Madrid, but Arsenal would look to improve that to maximise their chances of pulling off an audacious coup. It kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it, boys, on Saturday afternoon. He's got a year left on his deal at Real Madrid. Arsenal exploring the possibility, Troy, of signing Vinny Jr. Is it going to happen? And if it does happen, where does this rank in Premier League history in terms of biggest coups for the Premier League, not just Arsenal?
If it did happen, it would be amazing for the Premier League to have a superstar on that level in terms of global appeal, blah, 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 all that stuff. I don't like it.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't think it suits the way that Arsenal play. I don't think his...
morning, everyone. It's 9:20. My goodness, it's flying by. You are listening, waking up to the breakfast show on talkSPORT. The two Andys, Goldstein, me, and the ledge alongside me is Andy Townsend. We're talking about whether Tottenham's all-time leading goal scorer can end up at Chelsea. We're sort of it's a little bit facetious.
Bit cheeky.
Bit cheeky. There's Sim for you over there. That's not actually what we're asking, but we did mention that. I think every club in the Premier League, apart from two, just before the break I said, would have him. Should we go to the phone lines?
Yes.
Nick is a Chelsea fan. Morning, Nicholas. How you doing?
I'm great, thanks, guys. How are you?
We're great as well. It's nice to hear you're great. Where are you off to? You're on your way to work? What are you doing?
No, I'm just going to pop my car into the garage in a minute, pick up a courtesy car. But listening to you guys about Harry Kane. I mean, it's great that we've decided that after 3 years or so, the experiment didn't work with the kids.
Yeah.
We should have got rid of all the experience in the first place. So it's just great news that the owners are thinking, do you know what, we'll go for experience. We'll have a manager, not a coach. And the idea of getting Harry Kane, I know some Chelsea fans will cringe because he's, ex-Spurs. But for me, it's a win-win because we get one of the best strikers in the world. We get the experience as well. And it might upset a few Spurs fans if we got Harry Kane back at to Chelsea.
I think it really would. I think it would upset a lot of football fans, actually, because I think most people would want him because he can still do a job, right? There's no doubt about that, Nick.
I think he'll do the job. Plus, he's a great professional. You couldn't get It's like Danny Welbeck. What a model professional. Someone who keeps his head down, no controversy, works hard, keeps fit, and a great example to the kids. I think for Chelsea, it would be a game changer. I think Danny Welbeck would be a fantastic signing, but Harry Kane would be the icing on the cake for me.
Do you expect Danny to get lots of game time at Chelsea this season? Oh, he's gone, Nick. I think he's changed his car too early.
Just dropped that motor off.
Let's go to Lee, a Spurs. Oh, he won't be happy. Lee's a Spurs fan. Hello, Lee.
Morning, Lee.
Hello, lads. You all right?
We're good.
How are you today?
I'm good. I've just pulled up in McDonald's having my breakfast.
Oh, my God. What are you having?
I've just had a double sausage and egg McMuffin meal with a hot chocolate.
Hold on.
Really?
What? A double
Double sausage and egg McMuffin.
That shouldn't, but it sounds unbelievable. Was it nice? Absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Lee, you're making us very jealous. You're a Spurs fan. Would you be jealous if Chelsea nicked Harry Kane?
Obviously I would, but he won't go there. No way he wouldn't do that to us. I honestly think that he's going to do one more season with Bayern and then he's going to come back to us. He didn't want to leave in the first place, but he had to leave because, as we all know, the Tottenham chairman and the owners are so greedy, filling their own pockets. He realised he had to go to win something, and he will do one more season and then he'll come back to Tottenham. I guarantee it.
Lee, I always worry a little bit about those ones when you had the best of Harry Kane, right? He was incredible for you. And then when he comes back, it's a bit like the Ronaldo one. When he came back to Man United, there's this huge fanfare around it. Oh, that's incredible news, great. And then the reality is he's not quite the same player. Now, I don't know whether Harry, who knows in the next 12 months how that's playing week in, week out, how much that's going to affect him again. I don't know what sort of Harry Kane possibly is going to be around in 12 months' time, but it doesn't always work out, that one, when they come back.
No. Lee?
I think you're absolutely spot on. I do think he'll come back. He won't be as amazing because he's going to be getting older, but he will still do a job for us. And I'm also jealous about Danny Welbeck. I would love to have him.
Yeah.
He would definitely show Solanke and Richarlison how to put the ball in the back of the net.
Good point.
Let me ask you, Anne, before we go to Jeff, the Spurs fan, next, what do you think is more important to Harry Kane? Would it be taking the all-time Premier League score record off Shearer or another Bundesliga title?
How many is he short, and what is he?
The record's 260. I think he's on about 210.
So it's going to
190. Can you find out what he's on?
It's going to be, in other words, it's going to be at least two more full seasons.
Yeah. I've got two numbers in my head, 190 and 210, but I don't know which is closer.
We'll find out what that is. But look, I'm not a striker. I've never been in the position where he's scored that sort of amount of goals. However,
213. Thanks him.
213.
Yeah,
and he needs 260.
Yeah,
262.
47 off it.
So that's at least 2 years. At least.
At least 2 years.
It's going to be at least 2 seasons.
What's more important, Bundesliga, another Bundesliga title, or that record?
No, I think. Look, there is no doubt, having been a success at Munich and won things at Bayern, he would now love to have that record. I'm not sure how he gets there. I don't think he does, even if he comes back.
Okay.
I don't think he quite get there before.
He can play till he's 37.
But you say that, and you say that he can play till he's 37, but he might not be able to. Players get to a certain age. Look, Teddy Sheringham was able to play till he was 40. Ted was never quick, but he was always gifted in so many other facets of his game, and he was able to play. Harry Kane might not be able to do that. Lots of players, you get to 34, 35, it can be a slow decline, or you can drop off a cliff.
Okay.
You know, and you're never quite sure how it's going to, which category you're going to be in.
Jeff's a Tottenham fan. Hi, Jeff. Morning.
Morning, chaps. How are you?
We're good, man. How you doing today?
Morning,
You all right?
Jeff.
Well?
I'm all right. I'm like, Goldstein, are you on a wind-up with this Kane to Chelsea thing?
Well, no. I never said it. I asked the question.
Yeah, you done it on purpose, so I'd ring up, didn't
Oh, no,
you?
Sol Campbell went to Arsenal, didn't he?
No, I knew you was
Tevez,
going to come
Tevez
up
went to
with
Man
that.
City. It happens. Definitely happens.
Listen. Kane is proper Tottenham. Don't you know that? Don't you know that?
I know he's proper I know that. I don't think he would do that.
Of course he wouldn't. So why are you talking about it and winding me up
Jeff,
for?
let me ask you this. Jeff.
I've been working all night on a night shift, right? I'm going home,
Yeah.
right? I was all chilled out and relaxed, looking forward to going home.
Now you're all bitter and twisted.
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry.
And now I'm right? And now you're winding me up with this.
Jeff, I can only apologise. But let me ask you this question, right? Is football nuts?
Oh, don't start.
No,
Yeah,
no.
it's nuts, but it ain't
Right.
that nuts.
Are
It's
you-
nuts, but it ain't
Are
that
you ever surprised at things happening in football?
No.
No.
I'll tell you
Well, there
what.
you go. You've answered your own question.
I'll tell you what, if Kane goes to Chelsea, I'll do anything you say. Anything you want.
Well, that sounds weird.
Anything.
I mean, I would.
No.
There's nothing I would say.
Anything you want. No, if you want me to put an Arsenal shirt on the one down Tottenham High Road, I'll do it, right? I'm proper Tottenham. I was born in Park Lane behind the ground,
Yeah.
right? From a baby till I was 17, right? My boy works there as a development coach, and I've worked there on and off, right, in different capacities. I'm telling you now, I don't even know why you even bother wasting time talking about this subject.
All right, if he goes to Chelsea, we get a Chelsea tattoo. We get a Chelsea tattoo if he goes.
Oh, that's a good shout.
You will.
Yes.
You'll get
Yes.
a Chelsea
If you
tattoo
want
on your arm.
Yeah. On my boy's life, I'll get a Chelsea tattoo on my arm.
Oh my
Right?
God.
I'll get
All
the
right.
lion. I'll get the lion and CFC on my arm.
We have CFC forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, forever.
Why would you say?
No, because you're right. It is not that.
Jeff, don't.
Preposterous that it could
Could
happen.
he sign for Chelsea?
Of course he could. Of course he could. And the thing is now as well, having
That's so
been at
funny.
Munich for a couple of years, what's this now? Harry's third year at Munich, isn't it? This one coming up. So he'll have had 3 years at Bayern. You know, and
Imagine that.
the Tottenham stuff was great while it was there, and they'll forever love him, of course. But he'll end up going somewhere else.
Can we mark Jeff's number?
Yeah.
Because
Get his
the
address.
day that Alex Crook comes on and goes, Chelsea have inquired about. We need to phone up Jeff.
Jeff's eyebrow would just go up a little bit, wouldn't it? Just have a little bit of a
I think
twitch.
a lot
on
will be
his
going
eye.
up with Jeff. CFC forever on his own. Imagine that. We wouldn't do that to you, Jeff. Maybe we would. Coming up, we'll dive back into the fallout from Anthony Joshua's victory over Christian Prenger with current heavyweight Fraser Clark will be on the breakfast show after this. It's just coming up to 9:30.
It should be a case of will we buy him, not, more will he buy into our club's ethos and the family feel? You cannot upset the dressing room vibe for anyone, no matter their reputation or their credentials.
So are you suggesting that if he comes to your club, he will upset the dressing room?
Not if we've done due diligence and
Arteta talks to the man, not the footballer. But I promise you one thing, as a little bit of an aside and maybe a little bit tongue-in-cheek, if we do sign him, see just how quickly he becomes the most average winger in the world.
Dad, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You say there, interview the man. When have you ever known anyone to not buy into it before they've got in the building? So if you're Vinny Jr., you're going to put best foot forward, right? I'll buy in, Gaffer. I'll do all of these things. It's more worrying for me once he's in the building. I think the way that Arsenal won it was as a team and as a collective. And then if you add this superstar in, who, as Real Madrid have found out, will only defend when he wants to, will only play a formation that he wants to play, I think it causes so much more problems than it's worth.
Yeah, but I think that Arteta and the powers that be are good enough to sniff that out. I think Arteta's already proven in the way that he dealt with Aubameyang and those big egos, he put the club first and he thought to himself, no.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the taxman at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
I'll tell you what, if Kane goes to Chelsea, I'll do anything you say. Anything you want.
Well, that sounds weird.
Anything.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing anything, I'd say.
You've got to listen.
Don't wash me car.
Exactly. Wash your car. Yeah. Well, actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Just for instance, what was his name? Jeff, wasn't it?
Was it Jeff?
Let's just
Yeah,
assume
it was Jeff. Yeah.
Harry went to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden, Jeff's got to stand. Forget the tattoo. He said, "I'll do anything you want."
Yeah.
What would it be? Would you have? Yeah. Would you have him out there washing your car?
No, anything I want.
Yeah.
I'll get him to stand on Oxford Street with a placard. I don't know. I couldn't make anyone do something like that. That'd be awful, wouldn't it?
No, but he just offered it.
I know, but what would you get him to do? Take me wife for a week? Someone on holiday? Give me a week off?
No.
What would you?
It's a weird suggestion.
Yeah,
it's weird. Someone offers you something like that, and then you can't think of it.
I couldn't take that. I'm a nice person. I'd just say, I'll let you back down. I'll let you reverse.
Have the tattoo.
I'll tell you what I'll say. Just do one thing. Promise me you won't make a stupid bet like that again.
Good shout.
It's the Breakfast Show on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend, with our friends at Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Right, let's turn our attention to a bit of boxing. Anthony Joshua, as we know, was floored twice on Saturday night before roaring back to brutally knock out Christian Prenga in the second round. Simon Jordan was left very unimpressed, taking to Twitter to say it was all designed to rinse maximum amount of money. Matchroom Supremos weren't too happy with that. Here's Barry Hearn and Frank Smith. They told talkSPORT yesterday in response to Simon's little conspiracy theory.
Let's not mention Simon Jordan's name, shall we? But, you know, I mean, to say there's something not right there, I mean, come on, get yourself a decent toy in your pram, boy. You know, I mean, when you get whacked by someone, you don't, what do you say, it's fixed or something, or what? You know, come on.
From what he's written, what he's suggesting is that the fight was in some way, I guess what he's trying to say is fixed.
Yeah.
So you think AJ got knocked down twice to then get back up and finish it like that? I mean, I was actually getting on with Simon Jordan for quite a while, but he does he does always find his way back into saying something stupid, doesn't he?
Very bizarre. From on this, let's bring in a man who's sparred with both British heavyweight boxer, our mate Fraser Clark joins us. Morning, Fraser.
Morning, Fraser.
Morning.
How are you, man? It's nice to see you got a big smile on your face. I like that. You look well. Thanks for coming on, Fraser. Let's start with your reaction to those comments from Simon Jordan. Says something wasn't quite right about AJ's win. Did you see it that way? What do you make of Simon's view? And what did you make of the heavyweight drama?
I can understand that Simon thought there was something not right about it, because there definitely wasn't. Forget the fight. Forget it being Anthony Joshua for a minute. If anyone's put down in the first round twice and gets up to win in the second round, usually it's a big story. But I think the fact that it's Anthony Joshua and the fact that he's been out of the ring for so long, I think it just sort of emphasised it a little bit. The fix, like, you know, these are proud people. Anthony Joshua's a proud person. He's never going to dive on the floor for anything. It's just not who he is. It's not in his DNA. No. So yeah, I can't see that, to be honest.
I listened to on talkSPORT yesterday to Prenga's manager, who said that he'd been suffering for a couple of weeks before the fight, Fraser, and that literally after that first round, when the bell went to get up and get on with the second round, he literally had nothing left in his legs and in the tank whatsoever.
Well, if that's the case, you know, he's had a bit of a drama then, hasn't he? Because to be like that after the first round is a nightmare. And to be honest, I think the question on everyone's lips was, why didn't he go for it? And to have nothing left after the second round, if it was the 10th round, you can understand it. But the second round, I'm not buying that. He got caught off some huge shots of one of the biggest punches in the division. So I can understand him, you know, being put out. But there's no excuses. I think if he had anything about him, the second round, he should have jumped on Anthony Joshua and tried to finish the job. I think he was shocked himself of that Joshua had gone down in the first round, and it looked like a bit of a rabbit in the headlights to me.
Fraser, why do you think he didn't go for it?
I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if he shocked himself of what he'd done. I have no real explanation. Inexperience as well. There's a few different things, because the way I would have been thinking was, people said, "Oh, it was fixed." He this and that. Can you imagine if he got the win? He would have got a rematch. He would have got a huge dough for a second time. So, yeah, I don't think that for 1 second.
When you say inexperience, like, I'm not a boxer, and I know that if I'd knock someone in the first, I'm going to try and finish in, just from watching boxing.
Yeah, again, it's a bizarre one. It's really strange, because the natural instinct is to go and finish the job off, and he just not that he didn't try, but I think also we have to remember is AJ had a real talking to in the corner at the end of the first, and he's probably a little bit embarrassed as well, because no one expects to go down in the first round twice like that, especially after the comeback and the fact that he's going to be the Usyk's team. There's a big thing made of it. He's going to be this different fighter. So I think he had the bit between his teeth coming out for the second. Right, it was almost like a wake up in the first round. Like, oh my God, you know, I know I've been out of the ring for a long time and I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life, but this is the fight game. And when you get hit with clean shots, saying that there wasn't massive shots, there didn't look like massive shots, but for whatever reason, yeah, they sort of unbalanced him and took him down. So yeah, that is what it is.
Obviously, that sets up the fight between AJ and Tyson Fury for supposedly at the end of the year. I don't know where it's going to be. No one really does. What's your view on that fight? How excited are you about it? Everyone's talking about their past their best, but I still see it as a obviously it's going to be a massive fight. So who do you think wins it? Who's the favourite in your eyes, Fraser?
Oh, I've always been in the Andy Joshua camp that he had the style to beat Tyson Fury, and then after watching both at the weekend, you know, I think I think none of them were great or sort of shun. But I'm going to say that Tyson, obviously, his attributes and the way that Prenger hit Joshua, he's worrying for Joshua. But then again, it was his first time back in the ring, couldn't get the ring rust off. The honest answer is I don't know, which one of these guys are going to turn up. This isn't the Tyson Fury and Andy Joshua of 5, 6, 7 years ago. The honest answer is it's a little bit too late. You know, like Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao, it was too late. But we all loved it. We all got involved. We all watched. So we're in a similar situation, and I think we're at the point where I don't know, they don't know, no one knows which version of themselves is going to turn up, but we're going to watch it anyway.
One thing's for sure, Fraser. It would be to me. It's only right and proper that they ensure the two fighters ensure the fight takes place in this country. Now, there's a lot of talk about it could go elsewhere, and I appreciate the big bucks will always talk, but don't you think on an occasion like this, with these two guys in particular who've had great careers, don't you think that they owe it to their fans to make sure it's here?
I do. My opinion, your opinion, a lot of other people's opinion counts for nothing when there's pound notes in the way.
But they've got pound notes, haven't they? They've got plenty. They have, haven't
they? Rich people love money, and they just want more and more and more of it. So, as much as I am fully in the camp of this should be in the UK, should be at Wembley or Tottenham. You know, they're both built in the UK. They've got massive followings here. The rest of the world should cater to these guys and cater to where these guys are from. I believe. Yeah. But I'm not too confident on it, to be honest, because like I say, the numbers, I'm not sure they're gonna add up if the fight is in the UK.
I just want to point out poor people like money as well. We just can't get it. Apart from getting stung by that wasp, what are you up to now? Because your last fight was that defeat to Justice Hooney. That was, I think, in April. Where are you now, Fraser? What are you doing?
I'm just fighting this wasp off, which won't leave me alone, which is annoying. But other than that, I'm still in the gym. I'm currently waiting for a date. I think we've got something locked in. I can't say too much because I don't know is the honest answer. But I'm just like every other fighter out here. We're just waiting for that day, waiting for that phone call, and when it comes, I'll be ready and hopefully get back to winning ways and back on track.
Is it difficult to train when you don't know when your fight is and who you're fighting?
It's not as easy to be motivated as it is when you have a date and a fight, obviously. But I enjoy fighting. I enjoy training. It's what I've done since I was 11 years old. So I couldn't think of it. I'd rather do this than be doing anything else.
Okay. Well, listen. Where are you? Where do we find you at the moment? What's that door behind you?
I am just at the outside Cuckoo's Calf in Burton-on-Trent. Just having a bit of breakfast before I go to the gym.
I hope after that plug you're not paying for it today.
I won't be able to tell him anything.
Fraser, you're looking really well, man. I appreciate your time. Have a lovely morning. Thanks for coming on.
Nice one. Take care, lads. Bye-bye.
He's great. He's British heavyweight boxer Fraser Clark.
Yeah, he speaks well, doesn't he?
Really does. Really nice fella as well. Should we go back to the phone lines? We've got another call on all things Harry Kane. Sanjay's a Man United fan. Sanjay, good morning to you. How you doing?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Goldstein. Good morning, Mr. Townsend. Great show as ever.
Nice to speak to you, Sanjay.
Make it better. What would you like to say?
Make it better. I'll try to. United through and through. I don't understand why he would even consider going back to Tottenham myself. He's done it, been there.
Yeah, but you know why, Sanjay, that love affair, you understand
that.
The
thing is, yeah, but I agree. But the thing is, he really left to go win trophies. I don't think Tottenham will win trophies for a while yet. And
he's won them.
Quite a lot of his. He has won them, agreed. But I think United would definitely take him on. To help Sesko along. Because Sesko isn't the finished article. He's still got, I reckon, a couple of years. I know he's bulked up, but still, I don't really think he's that proven goal scorer that United really need. But the flip side is that if Harry Kane comes to United, I don't think Sesko will get as many games because Kane would want to play every week, week in, week out. But he will bring on, with Harry Kane there, no matter how many coaches you have, the best coach is the guy on the pitch. He would really help the likes of JJ Gabriel, Chido Obi come through because they're the future. They're the future. Yeah. So, yeah, he would really help those on the pitch, off the pitch. But I don't think Sesko yet would get much of a look in for the next couple of years if he comes in.
Okay, Sanjay, good call.
Nice one.
Just quickly, you mentioned JJ Gabriel. I don't know if you've seen him, 15-year-old kid.
I've heard a lot about him. I have.
I mean, he's spectacular. He's spectacular, right? If your kid was 15, would you have a problem with him signing up to the first team at a major football club in the Premier League?
What, signing a contract?
Just being involved in day-to-day football, being in the spotlight at 15, all that pressure that comes with being a footballer.
And it is the $1 million question, because over the years over the last 20 years, we've seen Michael Owen, we've seen Wayne Rooney, we've seen those players.
Max Dowman is the latest, right?
Right, Max Dowman, and it's very, very difficult when you have exceptional talent, when you have outstanding young players. It's very difficult to hold them back.
I know.
And to try and shield them from whatever's coming their way. It's you can only advise, you can only offer experience from dealing with other younger players, and they can only take so much on board. They will live their lives, they will do what they do. They will either turn out to be the real deal, or they will, as many have done, just fall into the ether with everybody else and not really develop, and their career can fizzle out. So I hope for those young boys you've just mentioned, and I've heard a lot about JJ Gabriel in particular, and of course United's not desperation, but their want to have a great young player like that come through their books and find their way into the team and stay there. The truth is, to try and protect them, to try and shield them, to try and really make them ready for all things that are going to come at them is exceptionally tough. It's exceptionally tough because once you start paying 18, 19-year-olds 150 a week, 200 a week, whatever young boys like that would command if they're that good. Once you get into that sort of category, those sort of numbers, then you just don't know where they're going to go and what they're going to and how they're going to develop.
Be good to see him in pre-season. He didn't come on the other night when I think we won 5-0.
Is he 15?
He's 15, yeah.
Wow.
He's extraordinary.
I mean, Max Dowman's, it's been incredible what he's done and the involvement he had. And I was at games when Max Dowman was coming on for Arsenal, and the excitement when that young boy takes to the field and how it makes everyone feel for the last 10 or 15 minutes. You know, and when he scored that goal, when he ran through and rolled it in an empty net, was great for him. Brilliant.
Talking to teenagers, coming up, beating Luke Littler and winning £501,000. Do you fancy it? Well, we'll ask legendary voice of darts, Russ Bray, what chance you have. I can tell you now, it's none, but Russ will confirm that right after this.
Get the big money coming in from the Middle Eastern state. It comes in and you think to yourself, this is us now. Yeah. We're rocking and rolling. We're going to be spending this.
It hasn't happened that way.
Well, it can't happen like that because of the financial rules connected.
They put a cap on it at the wrong time for them. Right. So they've got handcuffs. They've got all this dough, but they've got handcuffs and they can't do X, Y, and Z. But when players are going out for fees and stuff, then obviously that needs to be reinvested, and you need to obviously reinvest it wisely enough to be able to strengthen the side and be able to kick the side on. Eddie Howe's done a wonderful job getting them into the Champions League. They've won trophies now up there, doing absolutely fantastic stuff. Do you believe that there will be a point, maybe even now, maybe even it's before the season starts, is there a point now where he's thinking to himself, hang on a minute, this ain't for me, I'm going in a different direction? Yeah, because look, what players can they attract now? What players can they attract? You look at it, can they attract, because they got the money, could they attract Diomande? Probably not. Could they attract even could they attract Rashford from Man United? Could they attract him? Do you know what I mean? Could they even attract
Trossard. Do you know what I mean? Like, can they attract top players to go up to Newcastle and buy into what they're doing and say we're going places? I don't think Newcastle are going places. I think they've hit a ceiling because they can't get any better right now because there's that cap that's been over it. The others that got through, Man City, Arsenal, they're doing their thing. They're buying the top players. Can Newcastle get up to that point?
Do you fear for them this season?
Yeah. If Eddie Howe is keeping that ship afloat, Eddie Howe is.
Welcome back to the last part of the Breakfast Show. It's 9:52. It's me, Andy Goldstein Andy Townsend, alongside. Now, Sunday night, Luke Littler became just the third person to win back-to-back match play titles. It feels like that. Continues to break records, finishing the week with an average of 111, beating Phil Taylor's 106 from 2010. Are you watching any of the darts, Andy?
Well, I didn't watch that. Sorry, I didn't watch that. But and I was wondering, I want to ask Russ, is Luke still getting a bit of grief off the punters? Yeah, I'll ask him. Because
you know he's on course for the first time ever to win every single tournament in a season.
He's brilliant, isn't he? He's been so good for the sport. And he's still such a young man, and what he continues to achieve and what he continues to do is remarkable for someone of his age. But I think he's been unbelievable for the sport, and I think so many more people will have watched it, and we know that younger kids are playing it. So why would he not be so good? And I just wondered why he was. I don't know if it was over any particular incident, but there was one tournament. He was getting a bit of stick, wasn't he?
Yeah, because people don't like successful people in this country.
Is it?
Do they? You look at all. Remember Steve Davis? People hated him. Started losing. They loved him.
Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
People get to the top, and we're quick to knock them down. I don't know why that is. No. Anyway, exciting news in the world of darts. Littler is set to front a new Netflix series, Beat Luke Littler. Is what it's called, which will see amateur players challenge the world number one. The live event offers a substantial £501,000 prize to any of the 20 chosen participants who can defeat the 19-year-old superstar. For more on this and whether anyone can actually beat him, we're joined by legendary darts commentator Russ Bray joins us. Russ, good morning to you.
Morning, Russ.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Andy.
How are you, which one was first, me or him?
Well, I've known you a bit longer, I think, Andy.
I still don't know which one you're talking to. I hope it's me. Russ, it's always a pleasure. You look great. This is just another level of pushing darts to as many people as possible. Darts was always big, right, as a kid growing up. And then it got even bigger when Phil Taylor dominated for years. And now we're just on a completely new level. The fact that Netflix are doing a live show with Luke Littler, it shows you just how far darts has come, doesn't it?
Yeah, not half. Like you say, it started off in the Bristow days. Then Taylor took over for 20 odd years with a bit of Van Gerwen thrown in there for a couple of 3 years, where he dominated. But Littler, goodness me, I mean, the boy's just he's just taken it again to another level. I turned around and said, I called that final when he played Humphreys, 2024, my last one. And I turned around and said, see what he's like in 2 years. You know, that'll give you some judgment on just how good he is. And goodness me, he's more than proved that. He's only got to win the Europeans in October, I think that is. And he's got every title that there is.
Averaging 111.53 plus, which is like incredible numbers, aren't they? They are. What about that?
It's incredible. It is incredible.
What about that? I just posed that question to Andy, Russ, just before we came to you about. So, how's the reaction been with Luke recently with the punters in the audience? Is that all gone away now? All that like niggly? There was a few that were giving him a little bit of grief.
Yeah, and I think Andy hit the nail on the head there when he said, what we tend to do is we build sportsmen up. Look at Frank Bruno. Poor old Frank, he had 2 or 3 world title fights, lost, loved him, he was their darling and all the rest of it. The minute he won, they want to try and find as much dirt as they can on him and knock them down. And that's what tends to happen. And of course, if you've got someone who's successful, winning all the time, I mean, I've been reading today, people say, it's boring. It's not boring, it's fantastic to watch, you know. It's praise the lad for what he is, and he is an absolute wonderful talent.
He is.
Russ, I love the idea of the show. It's going to be live, which of course adds another dimension to it. £501,000 if someone can nick a leg off him. Now, everyone that's talking about this says it's impossible. But you've called darts. I've watched darts for many years. I think at least 3 or 4 players will have a dart, or maybe 2, at beating him. Would you agree or not?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He won't win. I'm not saying he won't win them 20-0 to the 20 players that he plays. The odds and the percentages, you've only got, I mean, there's kids out there that are 9, 10, 11 years of age hitting 9 darters. You know, and if you've got someone like that up against Luke, then he's going to be in trouble. Depends whether he goes first or second as well. That's the other aspect.
Yeah. And it's also how they can cope with the live cameras, the spotlights and the crowd, right? I mean, that's a huge element we're thrown in.
Oh, not half. It's, I mean, goodness me, you've been in the limelight yourselves, both of you. You know what it's like to perform live. And you're under a lot of pressure. And if you're not used to that, then, that's a completely different aspect of the game itself. So, I mean, I'm sure Luke will do very, very well.
You've done very well as always. That's why we get you on, Russ. What a pleasure to speak to you. You're looking great. Thanks, man, for your time.
Thanks, Andy.
Great to talk to you, Russ.
Cheers, Andy. Thanks, boys. Have a great show as always.
Thanks, man. There you go, the wonderful Russ Bray. He's one of the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah,
he's such a lovely fella. That's it. We're effectively done. You've been nothing short of magnificent as always. You're back with me tomorrow.
I am indeed.
At 6 a.m.
Yes.
For 4 more hours of wonderful brekkie. So thank you for that.
Thank you, mate.
Make sure you join us for that. Obviously, we'll have lots of Nottingham Forest content in that. We'll be crossing live to Portugal. Max Scott is out there. Living the dream, that's his team. Next up is talkSPORT's answer to Dick and Dom. You can work out which is which. Adam Cattrall is alongside Kevin Nolan. Have a great day. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.
All right, I'm going to give you Ruby White. Have you guys heard of Ruby White yet?
No, haven't heard of him.
You're good. It's a woman. You are going to hear of her. She's going to be an absolute.
It's boxing. I said it in the interview the other day. It's heavyweight boxing. He got caught by a fighter who's had 20 knockouts. Yes, albeit Prenger wasn't a hugely recognised name prior to that, but you don't get 20 knockouts, without being able to punch. And that's boxing. And the reality is, as AJ showed, it's getting back up from that and building your way back into the fight and finishing it the way he did. Did I expect that in the first round? No. But he showed his heart, his determination, and everything that's got him to this point in the sport.
Are you into boxing conspiracies?
No, I mean, is Simon Jordan under the desk somewhere?
He's on holiday this week, mate. But I've got his tweet here.